But for those who don't know, a lot of things have been going on with the political streamer Destiny. You know what? I'll pull up the Destiny. So let's get into the news. We'll kind of go into it. We'll start from here. So everybody, let's talk about it real quick. So for those who don't remember, so for those who don't know, coming back to the Destiny coverage, for those who are wondering, for our ongoing coverage of the Destiny leaks, the accusations that were brought forth by, that were first revealed by President Sunday and Becket over at Cope and Seethe, messages had come out regarding Destiny's original leaks that dropped in November. For those who don't know, Destiny's leak, Destiny had information and private DMs leaked between him and a some OF girl. I don't know who the fuck she is. She fucking vanished off the internet anyways. Probably a fucking honeypot. Who the fuck knows? Or an op. I don't fucking know. But during the way that Destiny flirts with women or any potential partner is he shares either voice recordings or photos or potentially video recordings of him and previous sexual partners. Now, it's important to note that some of the people that have come out from this story have voiced that they consented to be on film. Some of them have voiced that they're not. Fauci, the honeypot, is confirmed. Okay, that's hilarious. Have not consented to be on filmed or on an audio recording. And we'll get there because there's a lot that's going on. But at the end of November of 2024, Destiny's private messages with this Rose person were leaked, and as they were leaked, so were some of the videos and voice messages that Destiny would use to flirt. Now, first and foremost, we got to get it out of the way. All of these things were done from what we understand. This exchange was non-consensual. It's very important to note that the exchange of nude materials, explicit materials between other persons that you had from a previous partner to future or current romantic partners without those previous partners' consent is non-consensual and is a crime, but we'll get there. So these are leaked onto Kiwi Farms. Somebody either hacked or the person in question potentially leaked them. It's never been confirmed at this time. And as these things are leaked onto the internet, it's proliferated. One of the more famous things that came out of this, as we mentioned before, was the Destiny sucking dick video, where he is just bad at the gawk. Like, this man gives the driest motherfucking blowjob the world has ever seen.
Come on, I don't need a critique of like a visual image of that.
Listen,
I am having my lunch right now.
The reality is that this motherfucker looks like he don't drink fucking water, and it shows. It's just
Have
like,
you seen his skin?
Listen, he just gives bad head. It's insane.
I don't.
I've only heard of the ice cream edit. I've never seen it. You know what's really funny? I've actually not seen the fucking image. It's one of the things that I have never seen with other people's things, and I don't want to see it because it's not right. But
you got opinions.
But more importantly,
opinions about it.
More importantly, a lot of people allege that it was potentially Nick Fuentes, alt-right, fucking neo-Nazi. Also, another thing that a lot of people saw as well, I don't know if it was before that or around that time, was a DM leak between Destiny and another ultra-conservative political analyst and pundit, Laura Southern, which that was its own can of worms, because for a long time people didn't believe that was real, that those two were in some secret fucking Romeo and Juliet relationship. Oh, it was fucking confirmed. Maybe, don't leak shit. Or don't get your shit leaked, but shit happens, right? But something that was hidden within that where, how do I say this? Something that was hidden within that where obviously the images and videos that Destiny would use the images and recordings that Destiny would use to flirt with this person, and it included former sexual partners, many of which was people in his orbit or other streamers. This was one of the things that he would do, and this is kind of, hey, Zank T, thank you for the 20 sec.
I've got to get some sleep, forecast, nightmares.
Yeah, we all have nightmares, buddy. The way that he would have sex with these people is the potential leverage of his authority, a potential leverage of his kind of this cult of personality. Listen, it's one of those things where it's like, is this a Harvey Weinstein kind of thing? Potentially, you know, there's a thing there. Yes, Destiny is an HR nightmare. Much like Leadhead, Destiny can't stop fucking people he shouldn't be fucking. But that's not the point. The point is that in and around that time, people were soft confirming who the people were inside of these in the inside of these leaks, and the individuals surrounding it, the women and men that were in these images, continued to deny, tried not to confirm because they didn't want to be attached to it. But as it so happened, behind the scenes, there were instances of people discussing it, whether you would consider it damage control, whether you consider it hush, whether you consider it people preparing to either leave Destiny or expose Destiny, is up to your determination. That's what we're going to look at today. But, you know, getting out of the way with that, recently on Monday, 2 videos came out, one by President Sunday, one by Becket over at Cope and Seethe, regarding messages surrounding a individual named Pixie who was in one of these leaked videos. It is important to note that Pixie, at the time of those videos releasing, did not want this to be public. They were handling it privately, and for all intents and purposes, were potentially seeking legal counsel for this. We're going to get into that because that is a part of the story of how these things came out, who the people involved with them came out. I will say this right now, not having the person at the center of this story's consent to release the story is not okay. I said this the last stream, I will say it again. I think that that's really inappropriate. It's inappropriate, furthermore, by the fact that we will come to learn that part of the reason why this didn't come out initially was that she was trying to handle this privately, but also considering legal action, as well as never wanted to know. She never wanted her family to be able to know that this had happened to her, which was actually something that she said in a DM with somebody in Destiny's orbit who was, to her knowledge and to her belief, acting as the liaison. I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty of, oh, I can't believe she would believe this person, because guess what? My name isn't President Sunday, you fucking drunk fuck. That's not the point, though. The point is this. There's a lot that's going to happen. There's a lot that's going on. We're going to cover everything, even Destiny's response, Pixie's response to everything, and we'll get there. So let's get into the top of this. So, on January 20th, 2025, at about 11:44 a.m. EST, Pixie, the woman at the center of this, made a statement. On January 29th, the streamer Destiny non-consensually shared my nudes, making me a victim of revenge porn. I will be suing him in federal court. Here is my story. It is important to note that when we're talking about revenge porn, this is going to be a little bit a harder thing to prove if she would be suing him for that. She is currently not. The reason why is technically the leaker would be charged with revenge porn, because for all intents and purposes, the leaker shared and dumped all these things on the Kiwi farms with malicious intent. And that's part of the charge for revenge porn in most states in the United States, is that there has to be malicious intent or the modifier of malicious intent when pursuing those charges. Now, if she has a good enough lawyer and that lawyer is able to prove it, that's a different story for a different day. But I do just want to highlight that for a second. So, going to her... Oh, boopity boopity boop boop boop. So this is her Substack. We'll kind of get into it. I'm sorry for the bright mode. I don't know if Substack has a dark mode, but who cares? Okay. So Pixie's statement reads, I will be suing Stephen Kenneth Bonnell II. God.
Use that third name.
What a name. It just reads evil, right?
Not the middle name.
It's
Not
like,
the
right,
middle name.
right? Like, it reads scummy. Like, his name even sounds fucking dirty. Like, it's wild. Like, I've never heard a name that sounds more like a freak of nature. Like, you know, when I hear Destiny's full name, I think of the guy in oh my god, what the fuck is that movie called? Billy Madison. It's the dude with the lipstick that like knocks off the names. Like, it's just such a fucking dirty ass name, and it just feels, oh god, I'm super washed out today.
I do not remember that movie.
It's Steve
I'm
Buscemi.
like,
Steve
It's Steve
I don't
Buscemi.
remember that
It's Steve
guy.
Buscemi.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Steve
Okay.
Buscemi's character, but I actually don't know like the name of the character. Yeah, I'm super washed out today. The light is, there's no dark mode, but it's okay. We will persevere. On November 29th, I learned that the streamer Destiny had non-consensually shared pornographic content of me online. My dignity, peace of mind, and hopes for the future were stripped away in a mere matter of seconds following the betrayal of someone I previously trusted. I'm at least the third person he has done this to. I hope to be the last. I will not be commenting on the experience of the other woman he has hurt, as it is not my place or story to tell. I will, however, share my story in the hopes of preventing this from occurring again. I have known Destiny for around 5 to 6 years now, and often find myself in heavy disagreement with him. Despite this, I do my best to see the best sides of all people, trying my hardest to spread positivity and create an understanding where I can. It's corny, but I want to meet people where they are and focus on which ways we can build bridges together towards a better future for everyone. Some people call this a fault of mine. They claim I'm naive and should be more careful. Those people are right. When I was 19, over 5 years ago, I was extremely sexually inexperienced and sheltered. Being terrified of leading someone on or SA, I thought I could trust Destiny, who I had multiple long conversations with regarding consent and boundaries. Okay, I do want to just fucking point out, this is not like a knock against Pixie. I do want to like make this fucking known. This is a wild statement, because what this statement at least proves to me is that, for what I can tell, is that Destiny may potentially take advantage of said people who are in this like kind of stance. And we've talked about this before, the whole male feminist thing. Like, what is a male feminist? Like what is going on with that? Like, there are guys who will present as leftists because, hey, well, one of the things is, hey, I want to sleep with you, but I'm a good guy. I like the girls. I'm here for the girlies. I defend the girls. And they're just as misogynist as regular old guys. It's one of the things. You know, all these things can happen. That's all I'm saying. But the statement reads to me that she's very kind of vulnerable, even still at that time, maybe even still today. But it's a really sad statement, but it also speaks to her set of mind that Destiny was an individual of authority and almost a cult-like personality. Almost like foreshadowing is a literary device, chat. So you can imagine my surprise when I discover he distributed pornographic content of me without my consent. You read that right. Stephen Kenneth Bonnell II sent pornographic content of me to a random 19-year-old e-girl Discord kitten whom he had never met before, and then she published it to the whole world. Now, I do want to know, it's not confirmed if it was her or not. To my knowledge, the hacker goes by their own Kiwi Farms name. We don't know, but that's beside the point. It can be inferred potentially, but we don't know. Rest assured, despite never having met her, he at least spoke to her on the phone plenty of times. And I believe this is a link to some of the messages. So this is, if I recollect, this is a message Destiny sent to Pixie when Pixie found out. It wasn't the e-girl's BF that leaked it. I'm not entirely sure. But we should go into what Destiny said when confronted with the fact that this happened. We are going to talk about kind of what she sent to him. I'm not going to say what she sent to him, but we'll kind of go there. Ugh, Destiny says on 11/29/2024. Ugh, there shouldn't be no. I'm so sorry. There's literally zero excuse. I had phone convos and stuff with this person. They were fairly close to me. It's worthless to say it at this point, but I'm super sorry. There's literally no excuse. I won't say or confirm anything about them. If it's any particular action or thing I can do, just let me know. Again, very important to point out, this motherfucker was like, oh, hey, 19-year-old e-girl that I've never met before and will never meet in person. We're so close. Guys, we're so fucking close. I'm just gonna share all these nudes of me with other people, because that's like the normal thing to do. No, it isn't, you stupid fuck. It's not the normal thing to do. You don't do that. Fellas, ladies, and bees, you don't do it.
Stage 1 shouldn't be, hey, look at my dick.
Well, no.
Be.
Listen, if you are going to share, this is a thing. If you're going to share nudes of yourself with another person, that is totally fine. It is within your right if you feel comfortable to do that with a person that you feel comfortable with, and it's consensual. Important to note, do not send a random dick pic to somebody. Don't do it. I see you trying to press the button. Don't fucking do it. Don't listen, it doesn't look that good. You probably took a fucking terrible angle. Stop taking the angle from the top down. It looks fucking weird. I don't want to see it. You didn't even fucking shave. Why didn't you shave? I don't have a fucking clue. Don't fucking send it. Not
You
the
think
point.
he sends those like videos as a way of like, here, recommendation. I come highly recommended. Like,
Yeah.
see how well I did it with this chick. It could be you next.
He tries to fucking upload like a fucking YouTube thumbnail, and the recommended picture is just one of his dick pics.
The sex TV.
Should I hire a professional photographer for dick pics? Sure. Listen, I'll say this: if you are an adult and you wish to be a OnlyFans model, man, woman, NB, you have every right to do that. You have every right to photograph yourself and anybody who consents in a setting. But what you're not going to do is share those online. Unless there's consent and there's like the copyright stuff and all that stuff, right? It's like very important, right? It's not, we're nobody's stupid. Here is the thing. This is not a Riz moment. This is insane. This is insanity. Destiny is a sex pest. He's been a known sex pest for years. It's an open secret. The problem is, because of the way and the situation that he has sat in the internet, as well as kind of like the mythos around Destiny, people have never really wanted to take him to task, and or those who have kind of have skeletons in the closet themselves that is very, very, crazy. No, we're not talking about Mr. Girl. I am not platforming that fucking weirdo. It's insane. Oh no! Jean-Claude!
Previous partners rate me a 5/5 sparkles.
5/5 sparkles. A 5 out of 5.
It was truly
true.
Destiny's.
Colin.
Destiny was just sending his portfolio of like smashing to other potential partners.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Fucking.
It's
I love
like,
the idea.
You too can be non-consensually recorded. Step on down.
Hey, da 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 da. Yes, if you too want to be not consensually recorded or consensually recorded but have your shit be spread around the internet by Destiny, all you have to do is just call on the number and just dial DGG. That's right, you just dial DGG on the phone line. But more importantly, this is messages that Destiny has sent to her in regards and relation to that. She goes on to say, of course, that is what he says happened. I think it's just as likely that he used her as a proxy to wildly distribute this material while claiming deniability. This has never been confirmed. I do want to say this. Whether you'd like to admit it or not, Destiny is a victim of revenge porn. It's just the statement. It's just the truth. If they can find evidence that he was complicit in leaking these things, sure, why the fuck not? But there's no evidence that supports that fact. The evidence is legitimately only surrounding the fact that oh no. Trummer,
What?
no.
No.
What? Oh no!
No! Oh no, drummer.
Oh.
Oh shit. This is why I love our community so much. If you're not a part of our community today, you can join our Discord. This is my love. My only love sprung from my only hate. This is wild.
That's crazy.
Oh, thank you so much, the Reddit's drummer. Look at the top names. Steven, Omni, Liberal Sex Pest Bonnell II. Lauren, the Great Replacement Southern. Thank you so much. God, fucking Jog Leguizamo, man. Like, what you doing in this?
Hey, that was a good movie.
I
Shut
don't
up.
think I've seen this one.
I saw it
They
in high
haven't?
school.
It was
I don't think I've
good.
seen
It
that
was good.
version of it.
Yeah, it's a good version of Romeo and Juliet.
All right, let's get back to it. Of course. I don't understand why.
You know what we need to bring back?
What do we
for
need to bring
Twitch
back?
streamers? We need Celebrity Deathmatch to come back. Everyone remembers that.
I miss Celebrity
I
Deathmatch.
liked Celebrity Deathmatch. For those who don't know, Celebrity Deathmatch was like a claymation thing on MTV, and then they brought it back like when we were kids. Like it was an old show, and then they brought it back when we were like, okay, I'm 32.
Shut up. I
Like
watched that when I was in high
2000 It
school.
was like
Shut up.
2006.
2006. I think it was in
Shut
like
up,
7th or
I
8th
was-
grade.
I was watching that in high school.
Yeah,
Shut
7th
up.
or 8th grade, I was there. But it's really just funny how like full circle it is. That would be hilarious if someone did like a Twitch streamer Celebrity Deathmatch. Again, it's claymation. Thank you, YouTube.
I want to see the Celebrity Deathmatch between
Hey,
Keemstar
Gears of
and
War, how you
Ethan
doing?
Klein.
What did you say? Who's your
Want
Celebrity
them-
Deathmatch?
Celebrity
I want
Deathmatch
this-
between Keemstar and Ethan Klein.
Keemstar and Ethan Klein.
Keemstar would
That's
win.
the one I want.
Keemstar would win. You do know that.
He probably would. He probably would win. Yes.
He would. Unfortunately, I have to say Keemstar would win.
Oh, man.
He could just grow. He could just be big and grow like fucking Ant-Man. Keemstar just fucking Ethan Ralph versus Medicare. Medicare could spread
Probably
the
good, too.
disease. Medicare could spread the cancer. He'll win.
Oh, no.
Cancer.
Medicare could spread. He just like opens himself up, and a fucking Dark Souls character of cancer comes out and just fucking just slays Medicare. I mean, just slays Ethan Ralph. No, all you gotta do is put some Xannies in front of Ethan Ralph. He'll just do it himself.
Oh, no.
Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh,
Ooh,
piece of candy.
Oh, all right. Let's get back into this. I do not understand why Destiny would knowingly and willingly put me in a position where I would receive non-stop sexual abuse and harassment. If we believe him, he was trying to impress a barely legal teenager using my body and my privacy. She was 18, 19. I understand. I get the barely legal thing. She was a consenting adult, allegedly, if it wasn't a honeypot situation. The only thing that has kept me going is the hope that I can bring this man to justice, fucking based, and to have him face legal consequences for his actions. For the past month, I have been speaking to lawyers about my situation and what to do, and I've decided that this is the best course of action. I will be suing him for violating U.S. Federal Code 15 USC, the little thing of a boober, 6851. Civil action relating to the disclosure of intimate images and for the publication of facts in Florida. Now, it's important to highlight private facts in Florida. So what is important to highlight is what she is suing him for is a federal statute for intimate images to be shared non-consensually. It is not revenge porn statutes. Those are typically handled on a state basis, and each state has specific instances of what they would consider revenge porn and how they consider revenge porn, how they term it. In the state of Florida, we discussed this on last stream. In the state of Florida, one of the modifiers for revenge porn is doing it with actual malice. The intent of the distribution is to harm the person as well as leak private information about themselves. One of the ways, unfortunately, that Pixie and other people have to fucking confirm this is to go to the police and be like, hey, that's me naked. Hey, that's my voice while having sex. Like, it is a very shitty thing to do, is like go into a police station and be like, yeah, that's me. Like, it's shitty. And Destiny should have never, first off, Destiny should have never done this. Let's make it very fucking clear. And not only should Destiny not have done this, Destiny should be fucking held accountable. He's liable. But going into it, I've been told that a court case like this would likely potentially cost over tens of thousands of dollars. I'm terrified. I mean, this guy talks about potentially suing Hassan.
That's really interesting.
I don't care about this. I've heard this one before, the Hassan thing.
I mean, maybe the audience hasn't. You thought about that, Fauci?
He's just saying that he's going to sue Hassan because he doesn't like him. That's literally all it is. Fauci, the other modifier is also recklessness, I believe, and with the amount of evidence of him threatening to leak news, he would probably have egg on his face. Yeah, there are modifiers. It just depends on... It depends on the reach. If he presumed that there was reasonable intimacy and privacy in those DMs, this is probably what his lawyers would do. But that's why you talk to a lawyer. We are not law experts. I could fucking grab a thing here one of these days. We are not law experts. We're just people on the internet who have way too much free time reading things. For fun.
We're just little guys.
Or just little guys. And Assad actually has the resources to defend himself. I cannot imagine what he might try to do to me in this process. Sometimes I wonder if he does this as an intimidation tactic. I wonder if he's pursuing trying to put fear into my heart when he casually talks about throwing money into a lawsuit with a multi-millionaire who can fight back. As if it's an indirect flaunt or / warning over his capability of outspending me in whatever legal case I throw at him. At the request of my friends, I have been encouraged to link my GiveSend regarding this case in the hopes that we can raise enough for for me to legally succeed. So this is her GoFundMe. It's currently raised 15,739 USD. Current goal is $25,000. I mean, she's on her way there. Let's see. Whoever the next Joe Rogan of the left is, it cannot be someone that crosses sexual boundaries, violates consent, and puts women's well-being and safety at risk. It cannot be someone who puts women in positions where they will all be sexually abused and harassed. It concerns me that Destiny has been interviewing potential DNC chair candidates, such as Maureen Williamson and Martin O'Malley, who have no idea what he's done. As time passes, he tries to position himself to have interviews with increasingly powerful figures such as Zelensky. I can't help be filled. That's really not the right sentence, but it's okay. I can't help be filled with fear that Destiny might continue to succeed despite facing no repercussions of his actions. If the Democratic Party wishes to succeed in the future, it cannot be a party that accepts the sexual exploitation of women. It cannot be a party that allows men like Destiny to break into the mainstream, for allowing him access to such spaces would be a direct endorsement of his behavior. I have been told that the payout might not be worth the harassment and attention I will receive. In an ideal world, hey, Bancho, thank you so much for being an operator.
Bancho became a member.
Thank you so much, dude. Camera operator. Thank you. If you want to be a member today, all you have to do is click the little dollar do and become a member. We have 3 tiers. We have your boom operator, your camera operator, and assistant operator status. Thank you guys so much. I've been told that the payout might not be worth the harassment and attention I will receive. In an ideal world, I would do this privately, and have been told there is no realistic way the court will grant me anonymity. This means my only option is public. I've been told by a variety of people to not go public. I've been told by some people that Steven really does feel sorry, but I'm not inclined to believe them, especially taking into consideration his actions regarding me. Regardless, what Destiny did is unacceptable, and I believe he will do this again unless he faces justice. Let me be clear. Destiny has violated federal law in his transgressions against me. He has violated my consent and is directly responsible for the sexual abuse I have received. I am terrified. So here is some of the evidence logs that she has presented in her conversations with Destiny regarding her feelings, thoughts, when she originally found out about it, as well as some of the conversations she had with him regarding when these intimate images leaked on November 29th, or around that time. Let's see. So this is this right here is when he apologized to her. This is Destiny downplaying my concerns. Okay. So on 12/12/24, it's more common, and just to note, this is 12/12/24. This is days after. This is actually like, what, 2-3 weeks after the initial leak, and she's trying to figure out how this guy feels, how to gauge it, and we'll get there, right? It's more complicated than that, Pixie says. I feel like there's no justice for what's been done. I feel like people for the rest of my life are going to try to send it to my family or workplace or wherever I go. I feel extremely violated with how so many people saw me non-consensually in a vulnerable position. I feel like people are going to use this as proof that I slept my way into whatever achievement I garner. I feel like it's evidence that everything would have been better with me gone. Now, Pixie is leaking these. These messages, Pixie is highlighting. One of the things that's very important was part of the reason that people didn't want to come out with this, Pixie themselves didn't want to come out with this, is, and by Pixie's own admission at the time, when she first found out, she was having a mental health crisis. She was allegedly feeling very suicidal. We'll go into that a little bit. Who leaked these? The first ones too? No, Pixie did not leak the first ones. The first ones were, from what we can understand, the person in Pixie's corner, who is a streamer by the name of Straighterade, their name is also Aaron, was talking to people behind the scenes, including Destiny, as well as Pixie, because she was at one time a co-host of Pixie, supposedly her best friend. And she was leaking this shit left and right, I believe. Leaked it to President Sunday, potentially, though we don't know the source. It may have been also to other streamers like Becket over at Cope and Seethe, potentially Chud Logic, because I know Chud Logic. Nicholas DiOrio confirms Chud Logic also had access to some of this information, but not all of it. So it's important to note. And it wasn't all these DMs. Originally, what had leaked was a conversation between Pixie and another YouTube streamer, co-host of Destiny's, and also somewhat as Booker, notsoErudite, aka Kayla, which is, she's gonna come into the story as well, and it's very important to note that. But that conversation was somehow leaked, and I think it's Straight Raid that leaked everything, because there's no other way. Because Straight Raid is, from my understanding, the only person that I can think, is it, yeah, Kayla. I'm saying Kayla. Not Kyla, it's Kayla. I said, well, it's Kyla. My bad. I thought it was Kayla. Kyla, aka notsoErudite. What's up?
I was like, oh, okay.
I was like, are you guys making fun of my fucking accent right now? I'm like, Chris, are you fucking making fun of my accent? Are we like, we're gonna have a problem? Chris is always making fun of me. I see how it is. But yes, that is what transpired. That's what took place. It's Kayla Higa. Wait, wasn't Erudite the lady with the really awkward interview with her husband? Yes. We'll get there. notsoErudite is very fucking weird. They may have also fucked up their fucking work visa here and is potentially here illegally. Or may get deported. She goes into it that she fucked up the process. And that's the fucking visa that Trump is specifically looking at. So I don't know. Let's see what else.
If she's a white lady, she'll probably be fine.
God damn it, Ash.
You just give them like the ooh face, and then they'll do like, oh, you're totally gonna stay, lady.
Yeah, totally.
Shout out whites. Shout out whites.
Oh God, I hate you both. All right. Destiny responds to this message. I think the number of people who know or even keep up with it enough to go after you on this is probably almost zero. I think people hate others involved. Me, Lauren, Nick, LOL, which I don't know who he's referring to. If he's... Wait, is he soft confirming that it is Fuentes? Is this him actually self-confirming that it's fucking Fuentes?
That'd be crazy.
Wait, this is insane. This is him fucking soft, like... What? This is insane! Why are you soft-confirming this?
He's never done it.
There's, like, unless he's making a joke out of it and he's confirming that it wasn't Fuentes, that's an insane statement. Why?
No, this is not the time to be making a fucking joke.
Yeah, we're gonna get that.
Destiny is like always sharing like the most like shit no one wants to know about him to everyone, so I don't doubt him like just raw saying that.
Yeah, I mean, Nick Fuentes or DiOrio? No, Fuentes, folks. Fuentes. Nicholas DiOrio was not a part of this conversation. He was.
I mean, he got brought in.
Much to
Destiny.
Much to President Sunday's dismay, Nicholas DiOrio was not implicated in this.
Involved me, Lauren, Nick.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to say.
It does mean the lull might imply that it's a joke, but
you don't know.
Why would you include the name? Why would you include the name in that?
You think I'm the first person to catch this? I mean, I guess. Because, like, you'd assume that it's Fuentes, but neither of them ever confirmed it. So that's what a weird thing. But way
it's not DiOrio because DiOrio is NICH.
Yes, I know it's NICH.
That's Nick. Yeah, that's Nick DiOrio.
Well, I mean, you can hide. This is, to be fair, this is how you put the name as a nickname. By the way,
I know, but I'm just saying, I kind of want it to be real.
Oh, shush.
I kind of want it to be real.
Listen. Until unconfirmed, it sounds like it's Fuentes.
I know,
That's all I'm gonna say.
I know.
That's all I'm gonna say. Way more. He says, I think people hate others involved. Me, Lauren, Nick, LOL. Which I think it's why, because it would be the joke that it's the joke would be that it's two conservatives he slept with. That it's way more, and it overshadows everything a lot more. As in, for any achievements or anything like that, the majority of the work and stuff you've done has been completely independent from me anyway. So the only other people who would say anything like that are the people who have said shit like that anyway and aren't worth the time. I will say this, and it's really important to note. As disgusting as Destiny is in this statement, he is not necessarily wrong. Who Pixie was in the leaks was not 100% known and or relevant at the time. We knew of the leaks. All I knew was Lauren and fucking the Nick Fuentes idea. I didn't know about, and granted, I didn't fucking look at it. Why the fuck would I look for it? But that's part of it too.
Are you a weirdo?
Well, you know what I mean? But that's part of it too, is that people were so hyper fixated on this and were not hyper fixated on who the other parties were in there. Again, doesn't excuse what he did, doesn't excuse how he's downplaying it here, but he is saying somewhat of a true statement. It just sucks that it's coming from him. That's just the reality. It just sucks. Now we go on to the next thread right here. Destiny offering to pay some bills, I guess, to try to make me feel better. I'm sorry, is a water bill being paid going to make me feel okay about the lifelong trauma I've received? Question mark. Oh, I'm not handing anything to Destiny. I want to make that, very well known. It's just, this is why this story was somewhat unknown to the general public. Because those two parts of the story were so in the forefront. And I think that that's a really important thing to note. Because a lot of people asked, and this was the rationale for why the videos were released without Pixie's consent. Which I still think is wrong, by the way. I'm going to say it 1,000 times that she should have been reached for comment and been made aware that this was going to happen. It's just I'll say that to the Becket's face, I'll say it to Sunday's face, even though there's a reason why they call him Run Day, but it's the reality. That's just my belief. But that is how this went under the surface. Continuing. On 12/12/24 again, Destiny goes on to say, oh, I almost said the wrong name. Holy shit. This feels super lame, and I don't want to imply I don't at all want to imply that somehow I just gave you money helps anything go away or fixes everything for you. But if you have bills or owe money or anything or have any financial stuff I can help with, I can at least chip in and help with any of that. So at least one less thing you have to worry about or stress over while you're worrying and getting through this.
I'm sorry. That sounds like a bribe to me.
Is this a bribe? This is, yeah. I mean, it's such a weird
It sounds
thing.
like, here's some money to pay for your things to make this go away.
Mhm.
Wink, wink, wink.
So here's the problem with this. We know now, if one of the mods specifically want to send it to me, because I can't find it at this point. I have to go, grabbing it at this point. Let me see if I can find it real quick, because I know we have it in a thread. No, the meme is too good. Why am I here? Why am I here? What has happened? What is happening in this meme? What? Okay, is that Papa Gut? Is that Chud? At least I'm on the side with Chud and Chris, I guess. Ethan Klein up in the corner, Becket,
There's Becket on the left-hand
Diorio.
side, Nick Diorio.
Fucking
Oh,
harmful opinions? No!
Ethan Klein. Well, at least you're not on Ethan Klein's side.
You know what? I wouldn't be on Ethan Klein's side, obviously, I guess. Jesus Christ. An accessory to drama. No! Christ on a cracker on a Christmas tree. So, it's important to note, and we're gonna talk about this. I'm gonna reread these. In our last stream, Hey, Santee with a 20 sec.
Exclamation mark Doge.
Thank you, thank you. I did see null, thank you. Okay, so the reason I want to pull up these message leaks is they're very important to the narrative of who is who released or who spawned the idea. Yeah, I have 1,000 tabs in my browser. I have everything here, guys.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I
I wasn't
can.
bringing
No,
it
I have
up.
like 30 tabs.
That's
open.
that's disgusting.
There's a lot of info.
At least I don't have it open in Chrome. Your computer will be on fire.
Yeah. So it's really important to note that there was a question of who asked for money, right? I want to point out something very, very smart and very, very thing. Hey, Sunday, you fuck. You stupid balding fuck. It wasn't Pixie that said, pay my fucking law school. It's this dumb bitch, Straighterade. But you misreported that. I wonder if that's a thing called libel. I fucking wonder. Stupid, dumb, fucking alcoholic, fucking. He's looking red because his liver's fucking failing. Actually, no, that'd be yellow because it's jaundice. Alrighty, we're gonna go into it a little bit. Straighterade. This is an unconfirmed time, by the way. I do want to highlight this. But one of the reasons I want to go into this and highlight it is that this appears to have happened at least before that message to Pixie. Straighterade says, I don't know how much framing all of this in terms of relative harm helps. She goes on to say, we're all egocentric, so even if that's true, I wonder if it's getting through to her. Destiny goes on to say, yeah, maybe not. I don't know what else to do. Straighterade suggests money. She puts $3 signs. Fucking offer, she continues to say, fucking offer to cover her therapy or some shit. I don't know her employment situation, but I don't think it's good. Destiny says, you really think so? Question mark. LOL ... I have zero problem with that. I thought about it, but it feels super ultra scummy, or like I'm just trying to buy her off feeling bad or something. But obviously 1,000,000% I would absolutely do this. So it's important to note something. Straighterade is acting like a liaison for Pixie. And again, not giving this to Destiny. Very scummy to try to buy her off. I want to make that fucking known. But look who's putting who's manifesting the idea
in his head.
It's not even putting the idea in his head. He's already thought about it. But who's like manifesting and co-signing it is allegedly her best friend. Allegedly the person that is talking to her, that is spreading all of this shit. And not only that, is being referred to as well when it comes to like notsoErudite posts, which she also had access to. Like there's a lot of things that go on with this. And that's why it's like fucking crazy that this person was ever considered a source. I don't know her employment, but I don't think it's good. Destiny said, okay. Straighterade goes on to say, I really think so, LOL. She mentioned pursuing a case against you in the first screenshot you sent me. Huh, interesting. They're sending screenshots to each other. Definitely speaking for the victim here. Whisper network. And this isn't a crime that is punishable with jail. I fucking forget what this acronym means. What does this acronym mean again? As far as I know, that's what it means.
All right.
So unless she thought it did, or something other punitive measures she felt that would deter you, I'm going to assume she was considering doing it for financial damages. Destiny goes on to say, what do you think would be an appropriate way of even approaching her about that? Straighterade goes on to say, which is probably extremely difficult to prove in this case. She's not high profile micro celebrity, and you didn't leak it maliciously. You didn't even leak it at all. You distributed it non-consensually. Still a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Destiny goes on to say, yeah, I know. I looked into it for obvious reasons to be sure, but I don't really care much about the legal side of it or whatever. Obviously, I have severely, at the very least psychologically, damaged her covering her therapy, whatever, is a minimum, but I have no problem helping her out or sending her money for anything as any form of reparation. I just didn't want it to come off as like, hey, bitch, LOL. I know I violated your trust in the worst way ever, but here's some money, have fun. Now, I want to point out, still fucked. Still shared it.
It's so fucking.
But it's fucking bonkers banana pants that the guy's like, hey, probably paying for her therapy ain't fucking enough. Fucking bonkers banana pants. I hate this motherfucker. Why the fuck does he sound more sense than the fucking best friend? This is so dumb.
Out for herself, apparently.
This series of messages fucking infuriate me. Infuriate me to a way that I've never fucking I've read some heinous shit on this. In like the 6-ish, 7-ish months we've actually started streaming, I have read some fucking insano-braino shit on this channel. This just happens to be one of them, because I hate the fact that fucking Straighterade the best friend sounds psychotic compared to fucking Destiny. I don't understand why. And again, Destiny is not a good person. Want to make this very well known. This is not the first. Yeah, Destiny should pay the lawsuit on himself. You know what? Fucking Jack the Black Dragon. That's hilarious. He should. You know what she should have done? She should have grabbed the fucking money and fucking paid for herself. Fuck the NDA. Technically committed a crime. NDAs don't protect crimes. It would have been a settlement agreement, but that's a different point. It's just so fucking insane that she's like, oh god, she's making him look better compared to her. Straighterade goes on to say, being honest and front-loading it with genuinely not being able to rectify it neutrally because of the obvious conflict of interest, but you'd like to try, and that's something you'd do if it were to help her. Therapy costs for sure. Straighterade goes on to say, if you're really feeling generous, something to do with her law school pursuits, like year 1 or something. I don't know how far you're willing to help, but I see it as offering her something to look forward to in her immediate future. That is the goal she's working towards in the midst of all of this, and it would be a reminder that her life isn't over because of this. Not even close. Destiny says, what law school was she going to? Is the money the only thing stopping her from going on or something? And this is where I fucking hate this person. Exactly. Destiny surrounded himself with the most fucking disgusting people imaginative. Somehow he did. Because this is where I fucking lose my mind. It's like, holy fuck. I'm not sure, but she owes me $147.
Like,
Imagine.
what
the
fuck?
You're-
$147.
You see, I sold her down. Yeah, I sold her out. I sold her out for $147. Not even $1,000.
Oh.
Not even $500. No. I'm gonna sell her out for $147. Sold her out for the price of
price of
like
a couch.
two.
The price of a
No,
shitty
no.
couch.
It's like several thousand.
No, the price of like two brand new video games.
That's
Yeah.
so wild. It's so insane. I'm not sure, but she owes me $147 and is having to pay it back to me in installments because she can't afford the payment all at once. So I'm pretty sure there would be a hefty financial constraints to her right now. What kind of best friend is like, this bitch still owes me $147? Krampus, exactly. Holy shit. I know she was studying for the LSAT, but she has a school in mind. She didn't mention it to me. I assume it's something online or in-state. Destiny goes to say
Oh, shoot.
147.
Oh, Tree Fitty.
Destiny goes on to Straighterade goes on to say, yeah, because I moved, we split the podcast equipment, and it was divided in such a way where she took more equipment than I did, so she's paying me the difference. Ah, gotcha. Destiny's like, I don't know why this is relevant, but thanks for telling me, I guess. Weird, right? Fucking, you pulled this out, making me seem like moderately normal for like 20 seconds, even though I did something fucking heinous, and I'm a fucking sex pest. I even kept the couch we bought, even though the movers broke it, so I had to toss it. But I didn't want to ask her for the $250 on top of that. Bitch! The movers broke the couch. Fucking sue the movers. Straight away.
Couch.
Yeah, I got a couch. Straight away goes on to say,
Fuck your couch.
since her situation is weird right now. Destiny then sends the quote that he would later send verbatim to her. How old is she? Dibs asks. I don't know exactly how old Straighterade is. I want to say in her 20s. I could be wrong. Pixie is approximately 24, 25, I believe, because it took place like 5 or 6 years ago. And so I'm not going to read what Destiny writes because this is verbatim the message she sent, that he sent to her about the money. Destiny says, "Do you think this is okay to send?" Straighterade says yes. Straighterade begins to say, "I think it would have only been skeevy to do this if you were like, can I give you money so you don't take legal action against me, please? Thank you. Smiley face." Again, this is such an insane thing to do to a friend of yours. So there's a lot that happens. What? Go on. I'm sorry.
With friends like Straighterade, who needs enemies?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. What an insane thing to do. I don't understand what's going on. So, what we have here is a variety of messages that came out as a result of everything that happened in and around the leak of this information, and we'll get to it. All right, so let me just highlight this and go a little bit bigger. So, Cherry, an individual who will later become relevant to the story, says, "Anyone know where I can find the clip of Dan, a totally normal person, saying that all people in the leaks record and send videos around? Why does he know this? If he was helping Pixie in DMs, why would he say this?" Dan, aka I believe is Dan Saltman, a longtime collaborator of Destiny's, will go on to say, "Steve said it publicly multiple times that what he did with the girls, so I assumed that was the case. Immediately after I said it, seconds, Pixie messaged me and said she never did that, so I offered to retract it in real time on Just Silk's stream," another weird Destiny orbiter thingamaboober, I believe, "and said she's not okay with it." Cherry goes on to say, "The epitome of being normal, with no personal knowledge, just going off what Destiny said on his stream. You felt forced to tell a full call of people critical of Destiny with fair confidence that. Did Destiny ask you to defend him, or is it only Pixie who needs to be explicit for you to feel an active duty? Just Silk is the after show." Yes, that's what it is. Dan Katweet goes on to say, "I said I thought to be true as Steve said it would in the past and isn't known to be a liar. Survey says that's a fucking lie. That's a technical foul." But continuing, "Pixie corrected me privately. I offered to correct it publicly. She didn't want that. I assumed because it would draw more attention to her specifically, so I didn't. Just stop." Sherry says, "If you lie, I'm not stopping." That's pretty much the end of that thread of tweets. Meanwhile, in Townsville, there is more going on. This was one of the things that was shared in Sunday's video, and we'll get to it. Sherry goes on to say, "These adults who are financially tied to business partners having the audacity to involve themselves should not be allowed to pass judgment or question the behavior of others unreciprocated. You are not naive. You are not the R word. You are not autistic." So, in this image here, "Oh, why do you people? Why are you so obsessed with me? Everybody knows. Why are you so obsessed with me?" Opening image in new tab. All right. Straighterade goes on to say on 1/1/2025, "Nice. Kyla is being snaky about this. Pixie contacted her and was kind of trying to use her as a liaison. I told her Kyla can't be trusted to help with that. Dan contacted Pixie a couple of weeks ago as well. According to what she's told me, he basically said asked Steven for a reasonable amount of money and he'd probably pay it. Wanted to convince him that to not take legal action against KF, which he's considering. Want to just highlight for a second, Straighterade is talking to President Sunday in this. They are actively, and I want to make this known because fucking Sunday doesn't include this. In these DMs, they are actively making fun of Pixie, saying that she's stupid, saying that she's an idiot for asking for this. When law school is discussed, I believe one of the discussions is she wouldn't even make it because she's not smart enough. It's an insane amount of the logic is insane. The fucking I know that Sunday has publicly said he's not debating this because he's not a part of the Destiny story. No, he's a part of the Destiny story because
you're a part of it now.
He
You inserted
inserted
yourself into it. Yeah, you put yourself into it.
Yes,
By saying that you're not gonna debate this, you are just playing into the President Run Day meme again.
Yeah. This story should be about Destiny. It should be. The problem is Sunday's a clout goblin, and he wanted his fame. That's the problem here. Is part of these DMs are tainted with Sunday also trying to orchestrate an op, I guess, on everybody, which was the other problem too. Again, this doesn't absolve Destiny, notsoErudite, and anybody in that personal circle that has revealed they knew about nude images or is lying that they knew about nude images. That is not the point here. The point is that this is an insane thing, and if he got what he wanted to scorch earth, that's totally fine. But the fact is that you also libeled somebody. You might want to be very fucking careful when you do that. Might want to be very fucking careful. Schrodinger's self-insert is fucking insane. So,
Yeah,
there's another series of things from Kayla and other people that we'll go into. Sherry shares
I don't
this.
want to
Help me.
abuse or anything.
You guys are like forcing me to
I don't
fucking
want to
help me.
abuse or anything.
You guys are like forcing me to.
Is this Mr. Girl? Is this Mr. Girl? I'm not. Oh, no!
Oh no!
No! It's fine. It's
Yeah.
Fucking sweep for Steve. Listen.
Well,
First of
no,
all,
do it. Go
Oh, no, it's Dan. It's Dan. It's Dan. It's Dan.
Oh, okay.
Thank fucking Christ.
for it. Like,
You seem
I-
forced
to do this frequently.
okay. First of all, okay, I would say that I'm pretty confident that
it's-
everyone who was featured in these videos also sent videos of them and other people as well.
How do you know this, you stupid fuck? How do you
Also,
know
how does that
this?
matter?
Why does that
That's
matter?
that's a whataboutism.
It is. It's yeah. Well, he's learning from Destiny. Yeah, of course.
Well,
The
he
fucking
did this-
whataboutism.
But what about no, we're not talking about anyone. We're talking about Destiny right now. Not anybody else. Destiny.
Yeah, he did. You know,
Don't
blame-
make it about something else that's not relevant to the situation, you dumb bitch.
God damn. Pixie messages him and tells him he's wrong, but not to correct this. That is a wild statement. I would love to see the proof. If somebody could find that proof that he reveals that, that's a different story. No, we're going this way.
So is my asshole.
So this is part of the conversation with Kayla, aka notsoErudite. notsoErudite says, "Can I share this with Steven? He communicated to me he knows he fucked up. There is no excuse at all. Doesn't know that he can help do for you to make it up. I am trying to build a bridge between to help him understand what would make you feel that he understood he was wrong and should never do this again. Or is it better what can I share with him?"
Okay.
Go on.
Hold on.
Yes.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to sort my words. Did she just say that the line about Steven should have known better?
Yeah.
What's that exact quote? Sorry, say it again for me.
Can I share with this Steven? He communicated that To me, he knows he fucked up. There's no excuse at all, and doesn't know what he can do to make it up. She doesn't say that he should have known better, but she's saying that Destiny, according to notsoErudite, again, you cannot believe her. I do believe that she has self-interest in this. Pixie doesn't necessarily come out against her, actually supports her a little bit, and we'll get to that. It comes in later. But essentially, what's being said is, hey, Destiny is remorseful. Can you guys reach an agreement? He is absolutely able to feel remorseful and still be a piece of shit, and she's absolutely allowed to fucking take him to court and get whatever fucking restitution she feels is appropriate. All of those things are not mutually exclusive. Just want to point that out.
I know. I do think that notsoErudite, her career is based upon the longevity of Destiny.
100%.
That's it.
100%.
So it's in her best interest from a financial and survivability standpoint to literally sweep for Destiny.
She moved here for him. We know this. She moved to the United States for him. That's it. It is what it is, right? Like, that's just how that works. Just as a reminder, the goal ends in 37 minutes. If you want to see that pupper right there get a treat, you know what to do. Sorry about the dead air, chat. I had to actually check something. Sorry about that.
Actually, I'm eating some ice cream. It's very good.
You're eating ice cream? What are you eating?
Strawberry ice cream.
Pixie goes on to say in these messages, you could share this and anything you want with him. I feel like when we talked, you really understood where I was coming from and can hopefully explain this better than I can. We will go over the conversation between Kayla that this is referencing to towards the end of the stream. I have that actually prepared. Kayla goes on to say, not gonna sugarcoat. Gotcha. Thanks for not sugarcoating it about where you're at. I think what we talked about as what you needed, help removing the video from online, getting the guy who hacked charged, in a sense that Steven understands how in the wrong he was, and the plan to prevent this from ever happening again. Is this what you feel you need? Pixie goes on to say, yeah, the only problem is number 3, even the removal of the video and getting the guy charged. Because even getting the removal of the video and getting the guy charged, Steven has to face consequences proportional to his actions. I want this to be the most expensive mistake of his life. And this is where a lot of people think that she took a fucking bribe to shut up, but she didn't. There's no evidence of that. Sunday. I want this to be the biggest, most expensive mistake of his life. I'm essentially asking him to self-punish himself in a way I don't. Hey, Caramilk, thank you so
Filet
much.
from my dog, Kanji.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Caramilk, for the 22.79 Canadian. I don't think he will like or agree without the law involved. I don't have a dollar amount from the top of my head, and it just has to be enough for the rest of his life. If he thinks the word nude, he associates it with the amount that he's lost. Obviously, I don't want him to be destitute, but it should be a large enough that he does feel upset about it and is not easily recoverable. Kayla, aka notsoErudite, goes on to say, okay, so that is what you want. It wasn't to pursue. It wasn't clear to me before that this is what you wanted specifically. My understanding was it was more of a sense of rehabilitation and justice. Hey, guess what? Restitution is justice. She's allowed to ask for fucking money. Bar none, allowed to ask for it. Let's see. This is stuff that she sent. Okay.
Steven is like a really, really good person. Like a lot of people think that the only reason I'm friends with him is because of like the personal benefits that I have.
Yeah.
And that's actually in part why I never go on his stream, is because I'm worried that he and others will feel like the only reason I'm friends with him is because of what I can gain. But I just think he's a deeply good person, even though he's a very flawed person as well. And he's a much better person than he gives himself.
That's the music at the end of this. Slob on the knob. Slob on the knob harder, Cloudy says. Everybody, 07's in the chat for Cloudy. Say hello. Hi, honey.
Credit for. And it makes me sad because he'll just like take other people talking like pretty horribly about him. And he's like, I mean, yeah, I have lots of flaws. And he'll just like own it. And I'm like, bro, if you were literally anybody else who's more shitty than you, you would be like demanding that people like see your side more. I
What is happening?
don't know.
You know,
I
there's
just-
a difference
maybe I'm-
between having flaw. There's a difference between having flaws as a person and actively trying to, you know, repair those flaws as a person, so you don't keep having the flaw.
Well, yeah.
And Destiny so far doesn't seem to want to
Right.
fix his own.
Right, and then this is where Kelly Jean comes in.
I think
Yeah.
Steven
I get
doesn't
you.
advocate for even how wonderful of a person he is. When I
What?
say good, I don't mean like no flaws. I don't mean perfect. I mean there's lots of flaws, but there's like a
Yeah, he's a fucking sex pest. He's literally just the Harvey Weinstein of fucking YouTube poll.
Do we forget that he admitted that he tricked a child into showing their junk
Oh, that's the.
and he
ooh.
recorded it? He admitted that and it was like a funny ha thing.
Why are we equating? You know, a flaw is what would be a general normal flaw for a human person, Foggy?
To hate tomatoes?
The flaw, a personal flaw would be being too nice. Like,
Yeah, I don't think being a sex pest is equatable as a human flaw. It's a flaw, certainly, but flaw is a bit disingenuous, the term, don't you think?
yeah, I would say. Come here. Okay, you can get down. The dog is about to jump, and yeah, that's an insane statement to make. Just insane. Fucking slop the knob.
striving and an intentionality to try to see like improvement there. And maybe he hasn't always been that way, but since I've been interacting, I see like this intentionality
Just
to
heavy
try to
breathing
take
back row fucking
responsibility
with me.
and like to try to self-improve. And like, goddamn,
like
there's
heavy
not a lot of
breathing,
people that
yeah.
are trying as hard as Steven is. And I don't know.
I
sounds
think the
sometimes
music
sex.
underneath is supposed to be that's a fucking cult.
I just really appreciate that about him
I'm
and
sorry,
other
it sounds
people.
like they're having sex. in the
Yeah,
background.
I think it's just, I struggle because good is vague. If you're gonna ask me, like, is Stephen kind? I would actually say, yeah, in a lot of ways he is.
Oh, what?
What
Is this
the
Enya
fuck
now?
is hap-
Is it
I-
Enya?
I fucking hope this doesn't get copyright claim because I'll be pissed. Ay. Can I share this with Steven? We covered this. We covered that. Well, this is just... Hey, Amber Rose with the 5!
For real.
If you never learn from it, it's no longer a flaw. It's a personality trait.
It's a personality trait.
And not all personality traits are good.
So, this is not so erudite. Speaking with someone who brought attention to this. Their name is Fairy Queen.
Sleeping.
For what I
Sweeping.
understand, Fairy Queen is a little cuckoo banana pants, but wasn't wrong. Want to point out, wasn't wrong. And she made a post about the people involved. And Not So Erudite goes on to say, hey FQ, I get that you're mad at me, and that's fair. We've got our differences, but I wanted to ask you to think about the people involved with these leaks. This is in response to a comment I think she made on the video. This is on the 22nd, by the way, of December. And I've been talking with them, and they really want as little attention as possible. Your comment is kind of confirming that it's them, which they are denying, and drawing more attention to it. For their sake, I'd really appreciate it if you consider removing that part of your comment. Do want to highlight that what Not So Erudite is asking Fairy Queen is to specifically take out the names or anybody associated with it. Why the fuck is she staring? God, chat, do you see this? She's just staring at me from the fucking doorway.
Jesus.
She fucking stands up in the goddamn doorway. What is happening?
Watching you. She's watching you.
She's waiting.
Waiting for the treat.
She's
Chat,
waiting.
chat.
She's waiting.
You know what she's actually looking at? She's looking at you. She's looking at you because you haven't given her treats yet. Chat, you haven't given her a treat, and she's very disappointed. Very, very disappointed.
You're just guilty in your chat now.
That's what we do.
Okay, we guilt now.
Yeah, listen, I don't care.
I'm
On
more
December
forgiver than a guilter.
On December 31st, Fairy Queen responds, do you acknowledge that Melina, Destiny's ex-wife, is claiming Steven shared these videos without her consent? Melina is one of the people that was involved in the leaks. Have you confronted Steven privately about this? And finally, will you disassociate from him sharing other women's sex tapes without her consent? Gotcha, Erudite says. I'm not an extension of Steven. You're not a feminist. Fairy Queen links the video and then blocks her. This is the dumbest thing. This is the dumbest way to respond. Yes, I think it's reasonable. If the victims did not want themselves to be named in Fairy Queen's post, I think that's fucking reasonable. However, that is such a... Why can't these people be fucking normal?
Because they're online.
Yeah, I think the same thing.
Hey, thank you so much, Ember Rose.
You're so
Ardnet, we're
close
going
to
to
the
get to
tree.
the new stuff. I just want to create a timeline for new viewers. Just because there's a lot of stuff that's happened over the last 72 hours. And I really do want to get to it. But thank you. So going on, there are other posts. Cherry, who is now also involved with this, is now saying, today I was made aware of an intimate audio recording taken of me. This is on the 20th. Taken of me without my consent. That this was shared without, and this was also shared without my consent. I'm upset right now, and I'm going to give myself time to process. This is serious. The person who received the recording from Destiny was not aware I did not consent to the recording. They recognized me by my voice and messaged me today out of concern. I don't feel comfortable right now. So this is a separate allegation from the leaks, allegedly. Again, allegations. This is potentially a separate allegation from everything. Hey, Jean-Claude, thank you so much.
Puppy eyes are watching you, clapping hands, musical note.
Thank you so much. Puppy eyes are watching you, seeing your every move. All right. This is an insane thing. I can't believe that there's just more. If this is true, again, we can't confirm it. I will believe until proven otherwise. But that's wild being like, hey, I recognize your voice from this sex tape. Probably should have told you that somebody leaked this. What an insane fucking statement.
It's a geocacher thing. Like,
Yeah.
I found it by hearing this one thing. I knew it was you.
Let's see. So this is an important part of the story. Nicholas Diorio would also go on to speak about some of the involvement. For those who don't know, nested inside of Sunday's video was a conversation about commentary, because Sunday believes that certain members of the commentary community are covering for Destiny both implicitly and explicitly, whether it's out of fear of his community or whether out of loyalty, none of which he knows is true, by the way. Again,
There's no evidence of that.
There's no evidence of that. And furthermore, released a recording of Nick that Nick was not known. Again, people do the fucking private recording all the time. I don't love, I live in a one-party consent state. I can do it. You still tell people it's just kind of the right thing to do. But again, this is wild. Because part of the way that it was couched is the voice recording sounds a little edited. And second, it's couched that people are afraid of Destiny and don't want to go out because they don't want to speak out against him. But honestly speaking, as Nick said, if the person at the center of this the victim is not involved, he does not want to go forward with it because it's bad optically and just inappropriate. Which I do believe. I do believe that it's inappropriate. Hey, Tusky!
Why do melons have weddings? They cantaloupe.
Chat, it is time for the treat. You know it. You see it. It's treat time. Hello, girl. Hello, doll.
It's time to fatten this pupper up.
All right, chat. Are you ready, chat? Chat, here we go. It's time for the puppy to eat. Alrighty, righty. She stands. It's puppy snack time. It's time to feed the puppy. It's time to give her treats. It's time to
Enlarge
feed
the
my
loaf.
dog now on the Uplock stream tonight. Leia, sit. Stay. Break for chat. And there we go. The dog gets a treat. Good job, chat. You guys did it. What do you win, chat? Well, you win another goal. As you guys know here on the Uplock stream, when you give a goal, you get another goal. So now we get at 5 super chats of teal or higher. The dog gets another treat.
I feel like the one person who's benefiting the most of the stream is the dog.
Yeah, pretty much. She does.
Stream is for the dog.
Stream is for the dog. Obviously, Diorio took a strong position. We're not going to listen to the video again. It is just a crazy thing to do. It was just like, it is just fucking a little crazy. Was he recorded by Destiny without his consent? Because that seems on... He was recorded by Destiny without his consent, because that seems on par to what Destiny does. This is just...
I mean, no,
Oh, I
birds
am
of a
not-
feather hate each other together.
Yeah, it's just wild. It's
Sunday
same.
hates Destiny, but Sunday is just like Destiny.
Well, it's wild. Let's get into the next tweet. Diorio would go on to say that this is part of the public statement that came out on the 20th. He would also go on to say that Lonerbox boosted Pixie's tweet. Lonerbox is I guess at this time, former Destiny orbiter. For those who don't know, a lot of this came to a head because Lonerbox themselves kind of
Quit the internet.
Well, once it just quit the internet, there was speculation that Lonerbox left the internet because of a disagreement with Destiny. And one of the things that would eventually come out, because all things come out, is guess what? Chat, guess what? You know,
He got cucked.
he got cucked. Well, I will say this. We don't know how long Lonerbox and Pixie, it's alleged, have been dating. So there was like, oh...
Lonerbox truly in the cuck chair that night?
I don't think so. I truly just believe that they probably... This happened like 5-6 years ago. If Lonerbox had been dating her for that long, then maybe... But I don't know.
Is the cuck chair in the room with us right now?
Is the cuck chair in the room with
So he's
us? I
watching.
don't know. But yes.
Lonerbox should maybe talk to Sneeko and get some advice on how to handle that.
Yeah. Lonerbox, you know, aka Lonerbox, who's okay with child murder if it's not for people that he likes. You know, rip it shit. Diorio would go on to say Destiny's friend Dan called in to Turkey Tom so he could clear up his interactions with Pixie. So let's
kind of a
listen
crazy
to
day,
this.
huh? Whatever. Yeah. I don't know if everything you're sending me in DMs is stuff you want me to leak, but yeah, we can have a chat if you want. He's calling.
This
Hello?
is Dan calling into Turkey
Hey,
Tom.
what's up?
Hey, so kind of a crazy day, huh?
Yeah. There was like a good meme that was posted, but probably without. Anyways, yes. I don't know. The whole thing is really fucked up situation. I don't understand why where this thing came from. As I said, I talked to Pixie one time. I'm on good terms with her, and you know, when we talked, she was just like asking for advice, and Destiny would probably be upset because I did like the opposite of sweeping. I was basically, she was asking like, you know, about a bunch of legal shit, and I was to the point where I was like, well, let me see if.
So again, it seems like multiple people were aware behind the scenes that Destiny had leaked, that the Destiny leaks included images that were non-consensual porn of other people. Multiple people, even his like business partner, were aware of this. Just want to point that out. Just, you know, to keep that in mind as I design this rhyme.
If I can find some attorneys to recommend to you. I wasn't like pushing one thing or the other. You won't find any logs or any crazy shit like that of me doing anything because they don't exist.
Okay. I mean, the only thing she said, as far as I could tell, is that you advised her that going public might be bad for her. Which...
You know, what she was at the time. So the first something to be clear of, like before this happened, right? Because this was all obviously way after the Kiwi Farms thread and everything else at that point.
It is also important to note before moving on. in Kopac's video, Dan Saltman was mentioned in the original version of the statement that we've all have seen. He was in the original version. It's important to note that.
Like, people already, like, a bunch of people already knew, so like the whole going public thing didn't make sense. I think she was concerned is that she didn't want it to spread, and I thought that was, you know, if that's your ultimate goal, like, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So
that was my impression, because I was hearing about this stuff, and I was under the impression that she didn't want any of it to be public. So I was like, well, she is the victim, so I'm not going to, right?
Yeah, she didn't. That was the number one concern, is like anything she did would draw attention to it. And I was like, well, I would. So again, I would agree with that.
It is important to note that the victim in this scenario did not want this public. Very important to note that. As we continue to react to this call doesn't get any better, but it's really important to note that.
So that's why she was asking about the legal stuff, because that could be potentially completely private. But at no point was I like, don't do this, don't do that. You know, to be clear, I think like the person who's most at fault here is the hacker, but you know, that's not what anyone is specifically talking about right now. But
well, I mean, I think the point to be made though is like the hacker never would have had that in the first place if Destiny hadn't been sending this around, right? Which
yes, Tom, that's almost like that's the most important part of this. That, you know, the hacker wouldn't have had it. It wouldn't have been leaked if it doesn't send. It's almost like that's what makes sense, chat.
To be clear, you do seem to believe that to be the case, right?
Yeah, but I can also put it another way, right? So there's you shouldn't have sent that around. I'm not going to defend that. But in the same part, like, I don't think 100% of the blame, even though that's bad, it's like, as an example, a shitty example, but let's say that me and you are in a relationship and you've sent me your dick pics and we've been sending dick pics back and forth.
What?
And then your Discord gets hacked and someone leaks it. Like, how much are you at fault there, right? For
right,
like,
but that's different. That's not an equivalent exchange here. That doesn't make any sense.
They both consensually shared the dick pics.
Yeah.
He didn't secretly like turn on his camera and snap a photo of his dick pic and then someone hacked his DMs.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just an insane thing to say.
But the point is that Destiny also, which you seem to think is the case, sent it to other people outside of the relationship. It's more like if you and I are in a relationship, and I've seen your cock, and I send it to Nicholas DiOrio, and Nicholas DiOrio gets hacked. At which point you find out I've been sending pictures of your cock.
Why are we all talking about your cock? Why do I know more? Why do I know more about Turkey Tom's cock now? Why?
Vagina isn't as funny as cock.
Why am I being told about the cock pics? Why?
I mean, because maybe they have sent cock pics because that's what they're first going to.
We can always talk about Bow Blacks if you want.
No. No. I don't want to talk about. Moving on.
Around.
Sir Bow Blackington.
So just to be clear, this is true, right?
What's true?
That he leaked her nudes without consent.
That's what Pixie says on this type of thing. I don't have any inside information on.
Never forget 111.
That front, besides what.
It's a hate crime.
Steve about this?
I mean, I've talked to him briefly about it, but now it's like I'm a little bit nervous to say too much because everyone like getting sued, and I certainly don't.
So you've talked about it briefly, just a little. Sure, Dan. Sure. Yes, Ash.
Is Dan Destiny's lawyer, or
no?
Is he just his friend?
So Dan Saltman is a guy on the internet who doesn't like certain people, aka Hassan Piker and other people on the internet. He also got a lot of money from his favorite angel investors, Ashton Kutcher and P. Diddy, to sell off his messaging app that may or may not have been used for P. Diddy's fucking sexcapades and fucking human trafficking, which is an insane thing.
Having that tie to P. Diddy.
That's it. Yeah. If you people didn't know, Dan Saltman also he created a redacted app thing that like
deletes messages.
It like deletes messages in mass. But yes, you can look up Dan Saltman. You can look up Dan Saltman's a former business venture in relation to Ashton Kutcher and P. Diddy. Now, Ashton Kutcher is like a big tech guy. That's a lot of people don't necessarily know that. I think P. Diddy was at the time
battling human sex trafficking like years ago.
Potentially, but again, yeah, it's like Slack but for monsters. But yes,
You don't remember Slack. Does anyone actually use Slack anymore?
I used
a
it
lot
for
of works
school.
do. A lot of jobs do. But
Okay.
yes, more importantly, that is part of like Dan's, like how Dan got a lot of his money was from, you know, software engineering. And then he found Destiny. And Destiny's kind of like his little pet
found
project, I think. It's like very weird, but it's kind of like his little pet project. It's very bizarre. He also made a streaming website that got sold off around the same time that Twitch got big. Interesting. Didn't know that.
I don't want to get dragged into all that fucking nonsense or anything along those lines. But I'll say that Pixie says that she didn't consent to that, and that's not good if that's the case, right? I think we can both agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, at least based on the DMs, I mean, why would he? I guess my question is based on the messages
thing, like,
that
why am I conscious to say anything is because I just don't know what could have been the case. Like, I'm not going to say.
That's fair, and I understand that for sure. I guess for me, the reason why it seems to be the case to me is because in his DMs with her and Kyla's DMs with
again,
her
I'm not sweeping for Kyla or for Destiny. I only sweep for myself. That's it.
That's fair. Just ignore shit.
Oh no. You sweep for the money. Admit it. You sweep for the money.
Sweep
the money
for
is
the
there.
money.
The money is there. Sweep for the
Sweep
fucking money.
hard for the money.
Let's see. Oh, so he met Destiny through the old streaming site that he used. Interesting. Oh yeah, because we got like popped off. Yeah.
Okay, ignore chat. I don't think you're sleeping. For me, it seems to be the case because of the direct acknowledgement of wrongdoing, right? And like, for example, you know, Erudite saying, "Oh, well, you know, Steven needs to understand nothing like this will ever happen again, and he feels so sorry for what happened." Like, if there was consent, why would there be acknowledgement of wrongdoing if Pixie had previously consented to the DMs, right? Or to the news being sent around, right? That's kind of my conclusion, and I assume Kyla wouldn't be trying to imply that unless that was the case.
I know this sounds strange. I actually speak with Kyla like almost like never at all. Like it's very rarely because for booking stuff, and now we actually have. I'm finding a new person for doing booking, not because of anything, because of this, but
okay.
Like, I genuinely don't know
sure.
about that situation. I talked to Pixie one time because she wanted legal advice. That was it. One time. Okay.
Right.
The biggest person at the company, talked to this small ass streamer one time. Mr. Money Bagoo, offered one time to help them. Interesting. Kyla and Dan are jealous of each other, by the way. Are they trying to fight for who's the biggest bottom?
They're trying to fight for who's gonna fuck Destiny first.
What? Why? Why does everyone... He's not that attractive. He's built like a man with scoliosis. I don't understand. I have a picture of Destiny from one friend of the show, Westside Tyler. I have this picture of Destiny. But it's from the Brandon Buckingham. Why is he built like this? Why? Why is he built like this? He literally looks like a fucking adult with polio.
Like I was thinking last night.
Why is he pointing the firearm like that?
Because he's insane. Because he's stupid.
I don't like how he's pointing that.
Do you guys remember the comedian Margaret Cho?
A little bit,
yes.
Okay,
yes.
she had like one bit where she saw that she saw somebody and she said, "Was it like when you see the most unattractive person in the world that you suddenly imagine yourself in a sexual situation with them?"
That's insane. That's an
like,
insane
about that
statement.
last night. I know.
Why were you thinking about that, Dash?
I don't know.
Why? Why?
Ash, don't tell
Ash,
yourself
no!
like that.
Ash, you did
like
not.
That.
Ash, you did
not like that.
We of the Op Block do not support Ash's intrusive thoughts. We need a shame Ash button now. Because we need a shame the Ash button
with the intrusive thoughts.
Oh no, shame everybody! It's time to point.
With the ugly bastard tag. No, thank you.
Yep. Unfortunately, the intrusive thoughts W. Oh no. Oh no, not the gay fingers.
No, don't gang finger me. No.
Finger me.
Self snitching is wild, but yes.
I was not.
But yeah, he's literally built like someone that has a disease we've already fixed. I don't understand what is happening. Also, he's fucking grimy, but like, ugh,
he fits in an iron lung. Why isn't he in an iron lung?
That is true. That is true.
It's polio.
He got the polio. Let's listen to the rest of this.
Like doing anything along the lines of suggesting she didn't do anything or anything else. That's all that I'm really speaking to here on my front. I'm not retarded. I've met you. I'm not going to throw myself under the bus telling someone that they shouldn't do that. Like,
that's fair.
Jesus fucking Christ, that would be insane.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, Chris, if you want to drop it, so, Chris, if you want to drop in DGG lore, like as like supplemental info as we go over things, feel free.
That was it. She asked for legal advice, and I gave it to her, even though it was probably to the detriment of Steve to a certain extent. The things I was saying, but you know, I was just that's what I did.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I haven't seen any evidence of you doing anything fucked up, so you know, there's that.
You won't. You won't because it doesn't exist.
Interesting.
He's very adamant about that.
Yeah. Oh, and
he does not want to get caught.
What else might come up with me specifically? Yeah, like I did the thing about kiwi farms. I said it was stupid to sue kiwi farms, and I stand by that. I think that's
Kanga, don't say that. I already know. I already know. I know polio's gonna come back. I know. For some reason, we're just the vaccination rates are lower and lower. I can't wait. I can't wait for that.
It's a lose-lose-lose situation across the fucking board.
Yeah, that wouldn't go anywhere. Yeah.
Like the only winner in that situation ever is going to be lawyers and attorneys. So that's why I said that. Because it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
How could Dan fuck up this landing, right?
Along those lines, I don't know. There's a lot of people in this situation right now that are also like I see Lauren De Laguna made the fundraiser. President Sunday fucking hates Steve. Like I'm just.
I mean, to be clear, there are a lot of like weird intentions around this, and even beyond that, anybody who's ever associated with Destiny is about to be accused of sweeping.
Which is true. Again, I do want to point this out that putting this out without the person that this was being spoken about, like even knowing is weird. I also think a disclosure of President Sunday's long-standing history of not liking Destiny, which includes and is not limited to Run Day, potentially be calling a PDF by Destiny, as well as allegedly getting him off Twitter. Maybe
that wasn't Destiny.
Was it not Destiny?
That was a gay fish.
That was gay fish.
I do apologize, but again, the first two. Just remember.
Imagine getting banned off Elon's
Admittedly, gay fish is also a piece of fucking shit.
Yes.
That's true.
That's irrelevant.
Irrelevant. But again, the first two. Again, you can just disclose that you hate a motherfucker and still be right. It's almost like people do that all the time.
And that's going to happen. But realistically, I think that stuff will die off as the sort of more important factors come into play regarding people who are actually involved, which as far as I can tell right now seems to be Destiny, seems to be Kyla. And, you know, as far as anybody else that did anything wrong, maybe I'm misremembering. I can't see anything yet, but yeah, it seems to be pretty fucking bad, dude. It seems to be pretty fucking bad. Apparently, Steven is making a statement in a few hours.
We do have Steven's statement.
What do you say about that? Because
I genuinely don't know what the fuck he's gonna say, but I assume it'll be like every other statement he does with blogs and all sorts of other shit.
At the op block, have you seen President Sunday? Oh, I know what President Sunday looks like. Oh, I know.
We know.
I know what Sunday looks like. Sunday looks like he's like 3 days from liver failure.
Sadness personified.
It's literally. Have you ever seen a Sunday drunk stream? It's the saddest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen somebody be a bad drunk like that. It's hilarious.
Shit, because that's what Steve does always. So, yeah.
But more importantly, back to this.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate
awkward fucking spot to be put into. But
yeah, for me too. But yes, I understand you as his co-host are in a very awkward position.
What do you think about that as a meme? That's too much to post, right? Publicly.
What meme?
You want me to click on this?
Yeah, you can click on that. You play that.
Okay, let me see this.
I need a new dust filter for my Hoover Max Extract Pressure Pro Model 60. Can you help me with that?
Hey, how did Dan fuck this up? I don't know. Show a thing from Better Call Saul? Maybe don't. We're not going to watch the end of this because it's just a fucking clip. And them just being weird. But I want to point out, fucking weird, dude. Diorio would go on to show some of the Erudite and Pixie DMs. Erudite would go on, not yet. So this is about when the first part of the leaks happened. And talking about what her next course of action would be. Again, her spiraling, but she's not currently suicidal at the time. Which will become a theme later in the story. Because, fun fact, this girl struggles with mental health, and there was a part of the reason why she didn't want this to be fucking leaked without her approval. Again, this is then coming to the things that we talked about, and just going into it, being like, hey, we read these already, about talking with Steven, what are the next things that she could reveal? It comes to this as well. These are the problems that she wanted Steven to be faced by the law, be the most expensive mistake that he ever makes. These are not all of the leaks from what I remember, but they are some of them. Let me see if there's anything else specifically for the 20th. Diorio, talking about the credibility stuff. These are some of the leaked DMs between Destiny and Pixie. Hey, look what's not revealed. You know what's not revealed by anybody in this fucking story? This section. Do you want to know why this section isn't fucking revealed? Because it describes self-harm. It describes this girl being on the fucking edge, and everybody, except one particular alcoholic by the name of Runday, decided that this would be like an important thing to drop in calls to, as well as it just be revealed. Fucking fascinating. I love that it was. Oh, I know it's been revealed. It's almost like this shouldn't have happened. We talked about this message. She goes on to say some like things as well. Destiny goes on to say, as far as the particular thing goes, I don't really think anything leaves this orbit except for a few / deranged chatters. Even most of my stuff is mainstream. Was on the BJ vids, and that's basically 99% of what they talk about publicly. Then 1% was about the Lauren stuff. I'm sure there are a few losers on Twitter who might try to DM you or something, but if you block and move on, I'm pretty sure that no one would say or mention anything like a couple of weeks from now. Even the KF people will largely have moved on. This is just part of it. And this is just him giving her advice about to ignore it. He does even say that he has the legal option. That she has the legal option if she chooses to do. And then this is just highlighting. Again, it is somewhat predatory to do that. But at the time, even Pixie is like going to Destiny being like, I don't know how these were revealed. This really sucks. How does this work? Like, I don't know what to do. And like, that's just kind of how it is. It's just very bizarre.
Yeah.
It sucks. She's still allowed to feel some type of way when talking to Destiny and feeling a complete opposite different way afterwards. She's within her right to do that. I have the conjecture that part of the initial response to Destiny, even though that they were shared non-consensually, was that a lot of people in Destiny's orbit have a like attachment and love to him. I think, not saying that Pixie was in love with Destiny, but part of the way that he garners people is the fact that they're in love with the idea of him. And I think that that's how like a lot of these people fall in line with him, because they're like, oh, but he's ontologically good. Even though he's a massive known sex pest, he was known to be one before this. He was known to be shitty to women he was in relationships to, but it was always like, oh, but it's just in the context of a relationship. They're both shitty to each other. Clearly, that's not the case. And then this is the money thing. Additional statements from Pixie. There's no excuse. Money. This is the Lauren stuff. So this is just the additional screenshots from her. And then we could skip this. President Sunday was freaking out. One of the things that Pixie highlighted. So this is the following day. Pixie began to highlight that since posting this, I've received countless messages of women informing me that they have received pornographic content from Destiny. The content that they now believe wasn't made or sent with consent. If you've ever been sent this content or might be a victim, DM me. We are stronger together. This feels like they may be doing a class action lawsuit against them. I do want to highlight too that allegedly Destiny just has a fucking Google Drive of these fucking videos that he would send to people, like, that he would just pick out and send to people. Still, hey, fun fact, non-consensually. And there is, again, a potential that he made some of these posts non-consensually. It's almost like it's insane. It's like fucking... And also, another thing too, I kind of want to be like a fucking asshole for this. Don't believe... Okay. Because Phobia, I saw it in chat. This is not me singling you out. Don't believe the DGG people. This was known on the inner circle. This was very much known and talked about. He was a known sex pest. These people still worked with him. These people still excused his behaviors. They are now saying that he should go to jail. But I don't think they would have been saying that when everything was behind the scenes. It's almost like that's just the fucking entire point. Is that people ignore when financial interest is there. And they give up each other, even if they're an outspoken advocate for these things. Not so erudite, I'm looking at you. It's all rats fleeing a sinking ship. Cherry goes on to say, so we'll gotta go over Destiny's statement. Do I have that? I have that on a different screen. I have it on a different screen. So that final day, Destiny would make a statement. I have it on a different screen because I pulled up actually a lot of shit. Did I pull up the Reddit thread, the mega Reddit thread? Oh, did I accidentally delete the mega Reddit thread? Chat, I'm going to pull it up. As I'm pulling up the mega Reddit thread, the YouTube drama, r/YouTube drama. Chat, while I pull up the r/YouTube drama thread, if you haven't already donated to the thing above, do so. The dog will get another treat if you do that. That's all I'm going to say, chat. If you
donate
do
to the
it.
thing above, if you've yet to donate to the thing above, because puppies.
Puppies matter.
Make the dog fat.
Make the dog fat. Don't do
Feed
that.
the dog.
So this is a super thread. This is co-proceed video. Leaks of messages between Not So Erudite. Pixie release. Okay. So Destiny has released his public statement. There's also other things. I believe Diorio actually posted that as well. So we'll be going over some of the Diorio stuff. The legal arc begins in mysterious many ways. Such wow. Destiny statement thread. Sometime in November, extremely sensitive and personal material of mine was leaked. This affected many people in my life. I want to be clear, the leak happened without my knowledge, consent, or authorization. I never had any intention of any of these images being public. But clearly, you just wanted to spread them the fuck around, asshole. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to fucking say. You wanted to spread them around. Very fucking bizarre.
You wanted to use them as your fucking sex portfolio.
Hey, Ganga, thank you so much for the $5.99.
I've had my dog for a year today. Have a treat in celebration.
Hey, congratulations for your adoption-versary. That's actually fucking based. As a dog dad myself, extremely fucking based. Fucking, let's go. Hold up. I gotta look at something. Looking at something. Okay. I want to be clear. I haven't spoken out publicly regarding this situation for a few reasons. 1, I am actively pursuing criminal and civil litigation on these matters against multiple parties, which would probably be KF. 2, speaking publicly about these materials brings more attention to them, which harms all of the victims involved. 3, I have been trying to move on from covering drama. Now this is the 3rd person who said that. I am trying to move on from drama, guys. I'm trying to move on. I don't know if you get it, but it's just happening. If I move on from the drama, it won't bother me anymore. Oh, see, she's barking,
She didn't
guys.
like the crap voice.
Guys, she's barking.
Yeah.
That is stinky.
3, I've been trying to move on from covering drama content as it's been increasingly negative. It has a negative impact on those in my life. 4, one person involved has expressed suicidal thoughts in relation to this matter, and I did not want to exacerbate the situation talking about it publicly. Because there are now multiple parties involved in litigation, it is unlikely I'll be able to answer any questions until pending litigation is resolved. I am a Celsius drinker because I want my kidney to eventually explode, I guess. All right. Here's what Destiny goes on to say in his public statement. That said, though I am limited in what I could say, it is important that people know about my recent communications with them regarding Pixie, someone who I was friends with and collaborated with on multiple occasions. Since the leaks were first circulated, Pixie had stressed to me that keeping things out of the public eye was important to her. November 30th, messaged. This is the download of it. One last question, Pixie goes on to say. You and Keemstar are friends, right? / did you know this was pinned on Drama Alert? This was the porn leak. Destiny goes on to say, absolutely not friends, LMAO. I don't think he likes me at all. Pixie says, Rit, I was hoping that there would be a way to get this post removed through their own volition, but I guess not, since anything other than that will just put more spotlight. Destiny, you're obviously free to say and do what you want. I'm not going to talk about anything specifically, and I will neither confirm or deny any of the people in any of the images or videos or say any names or anything like that. So this message reads to me that she didn't look at the images and didn't know that she was in them. Am I crazy to say that? Because that's how this reads.
I think that's probable.
Mm-hmm.
Or, well, she did message him on the 29th, actually, so I would be wrong.
Oh, okay.
No, I know, I'm wrong. I'm wrong, because she messaged him on the 29th of... Great. I'd have to double check on that. I'd have to double check her public statement, but I don't think... Yeah, I'll have to look at that later. December 2nd. December 2nd of 2024. Let me know when you figure out the lawyer stuff. Destiny. Also, if you have any discreet requests or specific things you want/need from me to know, you got severely fucked over. Okay, so it's known to everybody. You got severely fucked over in this through absolutely no fault of your own, okay? And yeah, working today to file stuff. Nino reached out to law firms and were waiting for responses back for filing police reports and grabbing court orders and stuff. If you want, I could put you in direct contact with Nino, and you can message her directly as well to check in on this /verify. Just got off the phone with her an hour ago. I do not want to test. Pixie goes on to say, I do not want to testify or be named or anything. As far as people ask me, I'm saying it's a look-alike, and I have remarkable differences in my breasts to prove it. Okay, that's sad to say out loud. Destiny says, yeah, okay. I haven't confirmed /denied anything at all publicly, and I will never do so. I'll double-check with you before anything ever gets mentioned in a police report or a court order or anything. I do not foresee this being a thing, but just in case. Pixie goes on to say, please don't tell anyone privately either if they ask if it's actually me or not. Destiny. 100%, no one has messaged me to confirm or deny anything like that, except when Aaron /Straighterade messaged me. Interesting how Straighterade has been involved this entire fucking time. Really interesting that one of the main sources of the leaks, it seems, has been involved the entire time, almost, to give herself plausible deniability. But maybe that's me being an asshole. And then December 3rd. This is what we read on December 3rd, but this is a new message. Pixie says, sound good. Don't think you'll ever try to go criminally after a person or not, ? I assume you can subpoena Kiwi Farms for his account info and even an IP address to go off from there if you desire. Or do you feel like that would be too much to attention to draw? Destiny goes on to say, I have absolutely no idea. Waiting for this law firm to confirm a call with me, I think. Also, like I said, I won't do anything in terms of filing a civil suit or making criminal complaints without checking with you first. So at this time, we have no idea if anything has been filed if we find out that Destiny has filed any police reports or court records, vice versa, has Pixie filed anything, we'll let you guys know. But that's just what I'm going to say. Imgur out there having more information than the Pentagon, you're not wrong. On December 11th, I received a message from a mutual acquaintance named Lauren Hayden, known online as Lauren DeLagna, who has a legal background. Lauren has had a negative sentiment towards me after I rejected her romantic advancements earlier in the year. I understand that she has organized a fundraiser to support Pixie's lawsuit against me, and assumes that she's been counseling Pixie on how to proceed. I will say this. This is fucking bizarre to say, and I just have a scorned ex. That's why she's helping the girl that I fucking leaked her nudes. Or I sent her nudes to somebody, because he didn't leak it. Let me be very clear on that. He did not leak it. He sent it. Still inappropriate, nonetheless. Okay, so let's look at this message that he's citing. Lauren DeLagna, what you did was evil. I've never hated anyone so much. Based? Yes? You shared people's nudes without their consent? Fucking based? How is she wrong? She actively made Destiny uncomfortable on stream with flirting with her. She wanted to be like Lauren Southern. Yeah, that's fine. But this is absolutely correct. There's nothing wrong with what she said.
Destiny got a thing for women named Lauren.
That is true. The same day, I received a message from Pixie, where she suggested she would create a post about me that would go live after she committed suicide. This concerned me greatly. I genuinely believe that she was still in mental anguish following the leak weeks earlier. I responded in earnest, doing what I could to reassure her and letting her know that she had every right to pursue legal course of action. At no stage did I try to convince her otherwise. This is highly emotionally volatile time, and my main concern was for her well-being. If this has her note, I'm not. I don't. All right, so this has the suicide note. I will not read this because I think that's fucking
vile.
Gross.
It's not only vile.
Yeah.
It supports certain people's sentiments that she's suicide baiting, which I don't like. I don't fucking care if she is or isn't. She's allowed to be suicidal. Her fucking naked body's out there. I don't she didn't ask for it to be. Ash, are you playing a game while we're doing this?
Yes. Oh, why would I be playing it? Wow.
Why are you judging them?
I hate all of you.
Why are you judging them?
I hate all of you.
I play Blockage all the time on stream.
Do you see this chat? He's answering DMs. I'm trying to play a video game, but
yeah, because I'm running the fucking stream. A few hours later, I messaged a mutual friend, Straighterade, who knew I was particularly close with Pixie. We tried to figure out the best way forward in terms of making things right, or as right as they could be for Pixie. In that conversation, we spoke about things I could do to alleviate the toll on Pixie's mental health. I believe this is this where? Oh god, this is more. This is more than I've never even seen. We spoke about things I could do to alleviate the toll on Pixie's mental health. I took Straighterade's suggestions and presented them to Pixie. I explicitly offered to help her financially, having it had communicated to me that she was also under financial pressure with dealing with this matter. Pixie responding, stating that whatever price she could ask for would be too high and would only result in making her feel worse. This is an older screenshot from our conversation. It also appears that she has since deleted only that message and is no longer in our conversation history. Okay. Interesting. I will refer to that in a little bit. Later in the conversation with Straighterade, she told me that Pixie seemed to want me to cover her tuition from law school. Others told me that Pixie thought that it would be appropriate for me to pay her anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million. At no point did Pixie make a specific or explicit request for financial compensation. Interesting how everybody
Someday.
else is saying that she said it, except even Destiny, which is a fucking insane thing. Why? Why is it? Oh my god!
No one cares about the fucking victim.
It's just insane. Them making Destiny look a modicum better is wild. It's just wild. Just so wild. All right, let's read some of these messages. So this is, oh my god, dude. Fuck it. Imgur, open image in new tab. Can I open this image in new tab? I might have to. There we go. Straighterade after sending the DM that Destiny had. Straighterade, I'm surprised she told you, by the way. She didn't respond to this? Or did she delete? Destiny goes on to say no. If she had responded and deleted, I didn't see it. And I'm pretty sure she just didn't respond. Straighterade, she's not doing well. And she had made all the wrong moves in response to this. I told her to do nothing and not to reply to anybody. Destiny, I don't think she's done anything too bad or anything. Just privating her stuff for a bit was fine. Straighterade, people have sent me stuff that she said to them in DMs. She's denying it in private and DMing people to stop talking about it because it's not her. Destiny, oh, well, I mean, if it's helping her process stuff or whatever, it's okay, unless she's blowing it up more, or making it worse or something. She went into Spicy Chat and said their comments make her want to kill herself a few days ago. She told Straighterade goes on to say, she told me she would do it for her she would do it if her parents found out. Because I suggested reaching out to family members that could be trusted to give her emotional support. But she's not really talking to people. Loner, who is allegedly her boyfriend, Loner messaged me asking if I had heard from her because she hadn't been messaging. Destiny goes, in response to the Spicy Chat message, that's bad. Straighterade goes, well, then I messaged her tonight, and that's when she said she thinks that's what she needs to do. Destiny said, well, fuck. I feel so stupid going over there or asking her just to hang out for obvious reasons. I don't really... You went to her house? That's weird. Don't do that.
You can't...
Don't...
That could be intimidation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Possibly,
yeah, that's...
Maybe.
That's...
You're not supposed to see someone who has a case against you, as far as I know?
I so fucking... But it's not even just that. You shouldn't interact... Like, he thinks he's doing the right thing. He literally is like him, Destiny trying to go over to the house. He thinks he's doing the right thing. He's not doing the right thing. He's doing the opposite of the right thing. You stupid fuck. You fucking creepazoid. Ay. I feel stupid just asking to hang out. Or if I'm even a person who can offer support. Straighterade goes on to say, I don't know how she views you. When she told me, I wondered if I should tell you and ask for help. But if she sees you as an abuser, then it seems like it's the ultimate betrayal to do that. Same with telling her family if she explicitly said she can't rely on them for support. Like, I'd rather have her pissed off at me for life but alive, but I also don't know how to intervene. She doesn't seem manic, but I have no training to really make that judgment. But a wellness check... Don't intervene, yes, I know. None of the... Well, I mean, if she's trying to harm herself, do a wellness check. Guys, do a wellness check.
Call the cops to do a wellness check.
Yep.
Don't...
Yes, exactly. But a wellness seems like it'll do fuck all because she'll act normal to get them to go away. That's why you show them the messages. That's how that works. God, I fucking hate people because you can actually tell them that you have actionable messages. What? They don't just walk the fuck away. They... yeah.
Pop's like, it's no big deal.
Did she have the... Okay, someone... Okay, Blue Jay, hold up. Blue Jay says, did she have a case against him when he tried to visit? Either way, it's messed up. At this time, we have no idea. She's potentially been talking to lawyers. She may not have been. It seems like she had tried to seek legal counsel, but it's just a very bizarre thing. It's so weird. Like, this is such a fucking... You don't do this. Like, don't... Like, and you should... If you feel like your friend is unsafe, you should reach out for a wellness check. Like, call the authorities. It's the right thing to do. But a wellness check is alone. They wouldn't commit her on just my word alone. It's not entirely true kind of things. There's things you could do. Shader says, I told her similar things that you told her, and she really needs to speak to her therapist about this. She says she hadn't done that. Let's go into further understanding. Somewhat of an older conversation, I was told. Let's see. Destiny, this feels super lame. Anything fixes. So this is where Destiny offers money. This is her response. It's more complicated than that. I feel like there's no justice for what's been done. I feel like people the rest of my life are going to think I'm vulnerable, sleeping at the top. Okay, she said that in response to the feel it's super lame. I feel like whatever I ask you to cover would be too high a price to, and I'm going to feel even worse over it. Destiny goes on to say the whole thing about people, others involved. It's interesting. I wish she didn't cut this statement out. I understand why. But like if these statements, in the way Destiny shows them, follow each other sequentially, I don't think this is incriminating at all. This is literally her like being like, I don't know what to do. I still have these weird feelings for you. Literally like I have this like weird fucking feelings for you. And this is like all these things. It's just like, holy shit. Wait, this is coming from the guy who says he understands how the courts work. This is just proving more and more that his opinion is completely irrelevant of any kind of serious discourse. Yeah, don't, like, again, think for your fucking self. Don't trust any of these fucking people. Like, if people are telling you how to think and feel, and they're not, and like, they just throw facts at you, but don't throw, like, the real world solutions, or in an action, they're probably blowing smoke up your ass. Even us. Doubt us. Just doubt me all the time. I'm Falgi. You can doubt me. I'm Italian. We do this for a living. Christ. Wow. And then finally,
not all Italians.
This is finally part of the I apply super lame. More complicated. Even he cut it out. That's really weird. Why is this interesting how even he cut out the 13 message. I don't like this. Why is this 13 message cut out? Weird. Why did you also cut it out? It's fucking weirdly suspicious, and I don't like that. But I'm going to digress. Later in the conversation with Straighter Aid. Did I cover this one? Oh, this is the Straighter Aid college tuition. Let's see. Pixie. So this is where... so this is a little bit about the... I want to pull this up in something else. All right, I want to pull this up, make it a little bigger. Destiny, I want to send Pixie this thread and tell her that there are tons of people talking homophobically, and a few of them mention Lauren, but none of them mention her, and I don't know what it comes off as me minimizing her complaints or not, LOL. Why the fuck would you send her a live stream? Hey, here's live streams fail. Hope you fucking feel better. Why would you...
That's psychopathic behavior right there.
None of these people are fucking normal. This is like...
I know how to fix this. Sending stream sections.
Nobody
your
in
shit
this...
getting leaked.
Hi, Wazowski.
Hey, Wazowski, what's up? Nobody in this fucking situation can act normal for 13 seconds. Like, I don't understand how and why no one can be normal. Like, this is just... It just is, like, further that I truly, truly believe that if you don't have a normal job outside of YouTube, your brain is rotted from the inside. Like, it's holy shit. Straighter Aid says if you can minimize it, that would actually be good. What do you mean minimize? She's feeling this way. She's allowed to feel this way. There's no reason that the person who she believes is her abuser should send her things and say, hey, I know you want to kill yourself right now, but don't do it, Pookie, because I fucking sent your nudes to somebody who fucking got hacked or leaked them themselves. What? What? Why? You fucking, I swear to Christ. Straighter Aid, if you can minimize it, that would actually be, that would be good, actually. then she wouldn't think about it as much. She would still fucking think about it. But I don't think you can debate someone out of this. Why would you debate somebody? You stupid fucks. This is not debating. All of you are terrible. All of you should be investigated. Every single one of them. Yeah, she did an op. I don't know who's fucking op Straight Array. I don't know if Straight Array is opping fucking Pixie, Sunday, Destiny, her fucking self. I don't know what the fuck she's doing, but she looked like she got 2 fucking fingers up her ass and fucking sticking it and rotating it around.
Oh, don't say it like that.
Very descriptive.
Like, what the fuck is happening? So, Straight Array goes to say, how are you feeling this morning? Pixie says, I feel better. I feel somber, but not suicidal right now. That's good. Well, not good. I'm sorry you're still somber, of course, but any improvement? Did you reply to Steven? Yeah, we just got into an argument back and forth on why I shouldn't kill myself. I haven't replied to his last message or asked him to cover my tuition. I don't think he would do that if I asked. Okay, I need to think on that. Like, an entire tuition for law school is $200K plus. So this, I believe, would have been in response to the idea that the law school, because even Steven says that she never asked for this initially. It is Straight Array that is inferring that this is something that she needs. I want to point that out because that's really important that even Destiny is consistent with that. That Straight Array is the one that continues to push the narrative that she needs the money. It's fucking weird. I don't know what law school she wants to go to. If it's Harvard, yeah, the whole thing would be covered. It's covered, but probably not happening. If it's a state school in Florida, that's another story. First, she actually needs to apply and get in. That will give you time to think about the amount as well. Destiny says on the 13th, okay, I'll keep that in mind. Just the fucking... Hey, Bossums with the 5!
Thank you, Bossums.
Now to wonder when Destiny is gonna be dropping his cryptocurrency. Sounds like the new fad if someone gets exposed for something.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Would it be called Leak Coin? Is that what it would be called? It would be called Leaks? Guys, if you support Destiny's Leak Coin today, you too can get in on the ground floor of a failing operation. Or would his coin be... No, his coin should be just called Sex Pest. That's what really... That's... No, so, Sex Pest. Sex Pest, the coin. Fucking insane. Jesus Christ. These fucking people can't be normal for 20 fucking seconds. Let's see. I think sometime on December 13th, Pixie unfriended me on Discord. It became clear that no amount I agreed to would be satisfactory by nature, and I agreed to it. Third parties communicated that the point of any financial compensation would be to punish me. The language was incredibly frustrating to hear secondhand. I had already showed a willingness to make things right as best as I could. I had spent time talking to mutual friends of ours with the intent to help address concerns with her mental health and suicidal thoughts, the sincerity of which I genuinely believed. I was objectively harmed by this situation and was actively seeking to find a resolution that worked well for everyone. I am not sure where Pixie gets the idea that she needed to financially punish me, because you would continue to do it if you weren't punished. She believes that you deserve... She deserves justice, and you deserve a punishment. Literally, that's what she believes. You're an idiot if you think otherwise. In this text message, Pixie reiterates that she doesn't want criminal penalties against me, just some big financial ones. Hey, Sec with the 50. I mean, Zanti with the 50
He's not gonna sue her, or spread photos to her closest. But she doesn't know that. So she'll do what you ask. You know. Because of the implication.
Exactly. Exactly, Zanti. Thank you so much for the 50 sec. Sick. Let's see. Yeah, the only problem... Okay, so this is the message where she talks about the nude being associated. That's the not-so-erudite message. Some of my most personal messages have gone out to the world because of what happened, including multiple incredibly explicit videos of mine, many of which have been forwarded to family members and colleagues. Maybe you shouldn't have shared them with a person you barely knew. That is on you, stupid. Information has come out which is
Irreparably.
I can't say the word.
You can do it, I believe.
Irrevocably.
Irrevocably, thank you. Irrevocably damaged my personal relationships. This saga has began a nightmares for all parties involved. Here, her accusation that I likely used the proxy to distribute the material while claiming deniability, that is in her statement, is extremely hurtful. I flat out cannot believe that anyone would think I intentionally leaked this material to the public. That's what Sunday believes. I increasingly felt uncomfortable by the language being used regarding financial punishment and wanted to teach me a lesson along with constant references to the precariousness of someone's mental health. Text messages. Pixie, I don't know who these messages are to or from, but I'm going to decide my next course of action on what to do with myself and him based on how the conversation goes, unless... Oh, so this is not notsoErudite's messages. Because this is coming from her. Not to just scare you, I'm 100% not going to do anything to myself no matter what he says during the holiday season because I don't want to traumatize my family and friends. Even if he responds negatively, it doesn't mean I'll auto-kill myself. Again, that fucking statement fucking stunned me last time we read it. So this is all the notsoErudite messages. I do remember this, because that is the other side of the conversation. At this point, I just want to tell the people closest to me if Pixie wants to pursue legal action against me, she's always feel free to do so, and I don't feel comfortable talking to her about it until at least the very current of my legal stuff. So this just kind of goes into that he feels like he never NDA'd anybody. Hey, Platinum Ether!
Destiny is starting to piss me off and I have so much to say. He treats the victims like subjects.
Yes, he does treat victims like objects. It's fucking insane. Thank you for the $6.99 Canadian. We're just one donation away from the treat. She literally sits directly behind me because she knows that it's coming. So, chat, you have one more option.
You keep saying treat, that's why.
No. She doesn't react to the word. She doesn't react to the word.
You sure?
She's like, don't say it out loud.
You've been saying it out loud.
No, but she doesn't know what it's associated with, is what I mean.
I mean, you say treat, and then she gets a treat, so, you know.
So this is Destiny's response. Okay. Just as a side note, I know Destiny's mods have, like, said they're banning anybody who talks about it any further. Fucking strange, but I guess okay. There's also an alleged allegation that one of LSF's like top moderators is a DGG, like acolyte. That's a fun fact that got put out there. So Cherry will go on to say a couple different things after she revealed that she has been informed that voice clips of her and Destiny in some sexual act were being leaked to her. Cherry goes on to say Destiny has blocked me and banned me and people supporting me from his community. I haven't done anything besides ask him for an explanation, as I assured that this was something he didn't do to me. When I was given one privately, I spoke publicly. When I wasn't given one privately, I spoke publicly. I am not involved in any lawsuit or coordinating with anyone seeking justice due to the leaks in November, though they have had my empathy and support efforts. It is only yesterday that I became aware that Destiny recorded me while having sex without my consent and with no regard for me, and also shared that recording to others. See, that's super illegal if true. That's mega illegal. That's unequivocally illegal. You can't do that. 2 women have now let me know that they received sexual recordings taken of me in September 2023 without my consent. I thank them so much for their concern for me. No amount of public humiliation will ever make me regret being made aware of what has been done to me. I will be filing a police report and pressing charges. Yeah, that's massively illegal. That's a technical foul. Okay. I want to point out that notsoErudite will put a statement up. She will then correct the statement a little bit, or we'll talk about it. Also want to point out that this statement was retweeted by Pixie. So for a lot of people who are like, oh, this is blah 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 blah, you know, Not So Erudite is evil, blah blah blah. I do agree. Actually, we'll get to the interview with fucking Turkey Tom. That's how we're gonna end this stream. Chad, if you want to see the fucking the therapist brain go off, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna see me go into it.
Yay.
You're gonna see me react to a video in a very special way. But more importantly, this is Not So Erudite's statement to everything that has happened above. This was retweeted. Oh yes, it is. It is an interview with somebody better than us. That's fucking hilarious. So this is her statement. Not So Erudite begins to say, I only ever looked into the leaks and reached out to Pixie because I was concerned for her well-being. After I spoke to Pixie in person, this is a message of them. Oh my god, fucking redirects. Hey, so this is Not So Erudite in blue. Hey, want to chat or just have a friend? I'm worried about you. This is Pixie going on. I don't really know what to say. I'm not planning to kill myself or anything at this moment, but I feel so tired of living, and I feel like I'm never gonna live in a world where I find justice or peace. And it's like I'm trying to give myself a few days before I make any final decisions, but the writing is on the wall. That tells me everything, Not So Erudite goes on to say. I'm really sorry.
Ad to play where you're reading that.
I know. I'm really sorry. I won't begin to tell you I understand because I don't. But I do care, and I do want you to feel safe and find peace and pursue justice. Can I be annoying and ask to spend some time with you? Can we do 1 p.m.? It's also super windy where you are at, ? Yeah, it's quite windy. I have to train to catch this evening, so let me know what time you're free. We could do something in Miami, like walk the river near Brickell or something. There's a riverway? Maybe we can go get lunch at a cafe or something. It's 1 p.m. Is 1 p.m. too late for you? Nope, Not So Erudite says. It's great. How close is a family Brickell for you? That's bizarre. Hey, Platinum Ether! Or Aether.
How much y'all wanna bet Erudite slept with Destiny? Considering she upped her entire life to move closer to Destiny.
There's a weird point. Okay, so the dog is gonna get a treat. I just want to answer this. There's a weird point in the Straighterade Sunday messages where they like fucking insinuate that it happened, that she's part of the leaks. Again, I'm not gonna search for those. I don't think that that's true because we would have heard it. But that's fucking it's just weird, guys. Don't sleep with like. Listen, I'm an open person. Hi, I'm open. I don't sleep with my partner's associates or friends. That's just weird. I mean, not like specifically like business associates. That's fucking weird to me. I don't understand why. But more importantly, it's treat time. It's time to feed the doogie. It's time to give her treats. It's time to give her something on the Oplock stream tonight. It's time to open the treat with my one hand. I can't even open it. It's time to give the treat now on the Oplock stream tonight. Leia. Hey.
Make that dog really fat.
Stay.
I need that dog diabetes.
Well, I'm trying to teach her to stay and run, but look at her. She's eating the treat. Chat, you have fed the dog. Do you know what you get, chat? You can see her right behind me. She stands up, but do you know what you get?
Head pats.
Another goal. If we get 10 teal super chats or more, she gets another treat times 3!
I literally just I disassociate right now, and I was about to make sound to make the dog come to me, and I'm like, wait, I can't do that. The dog isn't here.
The dog is not real. The dog is not in the room with you.
I just totally disassociated.
The dog is not in the room with you, buddy.
I was about to go.
The dog is not in the room with you.
She's not even here.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to do that. What's happening? Wait, why Why is Bunk on? Is Bunk on now recording? No.
What?
No, they're just in the VC. No, I go to the now recording thing, and for a second, I saw the name Bunk, and I was like, "What is happening?" And then I realized
I haven't heard from him
they're
in a
not
while.
they're not in the stream room, and I was just very curious. What is going on? Listen, I see Becket's there. It's fine. Let them fucking react to their own shit. He's made a public statement on some of his stuff. I got my own issues with. I've already voiced my concerns. Which we'll get to because those messages will come up. They're talking about it. Let's do Milieu. It's 1 Uber away. And then this is just them like setting up a meet. So they did meet in person. That supports a thing that we'll get to. I spoke to Pixie in person. She made a clear desire to me to bridge the gap between her and Steven, and her desire was for to get as little tension as possible for the leaks or anything identifying her. 1, both my involvement and my silence were at Pixie's request. This is something about the auto kill myself thing. That she's looking for lawyers. Let's see. What did Pixie say? Hey, I wanted to check in with you, notsoErudite. Heads up, I'm considering blocking your name in my chat for today's stream. I don't want people even mentioning your leaks right now to keep everything as quiet as possible until you decide. Krampus, I'm polyamorous too. I don't sleep with my coworkers. Yeah, Krampus, exactly. Exactly. I don't want people even mentioning your leaks, blah, 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 blah. But if you prefer, just in case you hear your name is blocked, that would be why. But if you prefer I don't, just tell me. It's whatever makes you feel comfortable in all caps. She said, because I was generally thought you cared for me. This is just in relation to, I guess, Steven. Honestly, I prefer that. Makes my life easier. Makes me less likely to hear about bad stuff. So she did want things being blocked. That doesn't necessarily endorse that. It doesn't necessarily endorse that she wanted all things blocked, but obviously Pixie had stated later that she didn't want this to be leaked. So I totally get it. I'm okay just spending time with my family in PR. Did they go to Puerto Rico? That's interesting. Good for her.
Or Progressive Victory.
No, the PR is
No.
not Progressive Victory.
I know PR.
Yeah. I get. That's really interesting that we have a lot of poly people in our chat. Hello, poly people. Let me be a better example than Destiny. That's all I fucking ask.
Be a good poly.
Listen, if being a better example than Destiny about how polyamorous should be like totally fucking okay, but also just be totally normal and don't be a fucking piece of shit.
Here being the polyamorous king.
Oh, look, I am the polyamorous king. Let's go. If Cloudy was here, she would probably say something like, shut up.
She would say, shut up.
She'll hear this. Poly people.
She'll probably think I hate you, shut up.
She's like, polyam people are cringe. Hi, honey. I love you too. Oh, I love you guys.
Now you're being cringe.
I've always been cringe.
And we know.
You know, that's why we love you.
Yep. My greatest concern this whole time was for her well-being. Here are the logs first and second. Any stops in the logs to prevent creators' names to being leaked. This is actually her going through the log. Insane. So this is a screen capture. I mean, it's always nice to be home. So this is December 16th. So this is literally last week. They were talking to each other. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Can I make... No, I can't make this... Oh, I can full screen it, though. So, December 16th, it's always nice to be home. Are you still studying? She goes on to say, I'm trying to, but it feels all pointless. I'm trying hard to focus and not spiral and hold on hope, but I feel guilty for having hope because nothing ever goes right, and everything bad that can happen will happen. Yeah, it sounds like there's, that C didn't tear about the outcome. Do you want me to call? Did you end up talking to Steven on the 18th? Not yet, Coleman canceled. So this is some of the stuff on the... So here's something really important. This is December 18th. I'm sorry, not January 18th. This was not a week ago. I do apologize. So these are some of the messages that we read before Communicated with Steven. Can you share with him anything? So these are some of the messages that we already read. This is some of the messages. Again, I don't see it asking for $1 million payout. Facing. This is just some of the stuff we've read last time, that she believes that, like, the reinforcement would be the monetary thing because that is reformative justice and that is a form of compensation and reparation. We read that last stream, but it's important to highlight that. It's like, it's just literally just how it works. I'm not sure about the money. Again, this is where she's like, oh, I feel like the criminal system is evil anyways. I totally understand if you don't want to talk about Steven, blah, 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 intermediary. I'm sorry for using you as an intermediary. He also alluded to financial compensation, but I don't really understand the concept of proportionality for bills. This is, again, more stuff in relation to everything. But again, it seems like the two of them, as much as I don't personally like notsoErudite, from what I hear, I have pre-watched the Turkey Tom interview and kind of her sentiments. We'll get to that. It does seem that at the very least, notsoErudite was acting in Pixie's best interest to Pixie's face. We don't know if that was the same when it came to Destiny. She could have just leaked all this shit to Destiny, but we don't know that, so I can't say that for certain. I just want to make that known. Because there's a lot of shit that happens here. Pedantic, hurting myself, hurting my friend. Honestly, this is just a friend hurting another friend. Again, so this is talking more about the financial compensation and how, like, he's perceives it and she perceives it. I think he's worried about you. I think he's worried you would feel he's paying for your silence, but I want to help. But did want to help and didn't think of an overstep. I think he's offering a lot more than how you read it, but I totally understand. Again, the problem is, this is like one of those things that I feel like is also happening, is whether or not you think that notsoErudite is, what's it? And whether or not you think notsoErudite is acting in Pixie's best interest or Destiny's best interest, I've seen this before. I had 2 friends that mutually dated. One of them is now a former friend, just because we lost touch. And they broke up, and it was a very fucking messy breakup. And I remember having to bridge that gap. And I can identify with some of the things that notsoErudite is saying. And what I can see is that she's trying to bridge the gap of, I want to stay friends with both of these people, and hopefully they can reach like a mutual armistice about it. And that is like the weird thing, because you know that what he did is fucking terrible. And that is my problem with the way notsoErudite speaks. Is she's like, Steven won't do this again. I can tell you that for sure. You don't know that because you're not Steven. You're not Destiny. In the case of my friends, they were mutually angry at each other. They mutually cheated on each other. And we all had to navigate that. And it was at a time where they were like on a break, they were off a break and shit like that. And the reason I share that is because this was something that they did mutually to one another when they were on their break, off their break thing, that by no means was right. And by the end of it, they both admitted it. And they both admitted to not liking each other, which was fine, because that's fucking normal. But how do you try, like, I think very much, I said this to Diesel, because I made the joke to him. There's a little known person in the Andrew Cuomo, the Cuomo brothers scandal. If you don't know, oh my God, is it Andrew Cuomo?
Andrew Cuomo?
Was Andrew the mayor? Was
Andrew and Anthony Como.
Was Anthony
Is it the
Cuomo?
guy who, like, said he got called a gusano or something?
No, I don't
Or
give a
is that
fuck
another
about either of
one?
them. I can't remember. Was it Anthony or Andrew Cuomo? No, was it Anthony Cuomo who was? Yes, not the Cuomos again. Which one was the governor?
Anthony Como was. I think it was Anthony Como.
Okay, if I remember correctly, Anthony Cuomo was the governor of New York or the mayor of New York City. I can't remember. It was the governor of New York. And the Cuomo brothers would hide shit for each other. But there was a third.
Well, one was a reporter.
Yes. Andrew was the. You mean Governor Andrew Cuomo? Yes. Anthony was his brother. His brother.
Okay.
His brother would catch wind. Yes, it's Andrew. Thank you, Chris Cuomo. Thank you. Fucking thank you. It's Chris. I was like, the name Andrew. I mean, the name Anthony doesn't make sense. Listen, he's fucking Italian. I gotta fucking say some names. Andrew Cuomo was the governor of New York. Chris was his brother. Chris Cuomo, when Anthony would have sex scandals, would find out and help silence the women. But there was a third person that got in on that. Because there was a third person who would find out all of these things. There was a woman, if I remember correctly, there was a woman in Cuomo's organization that would also assist at fucking punching down and making sure women wouldn't speak out. It is an insane part of that story that gets overlooked because, and it happens, like, women also do that to other women. It's a reality that power corrupts. It's always been a thing. So a lot, like, yes, you can identify that a lot of those things happen, and it's very, very disgusting. Recently, I think over at Fox Sports, there's been like a whole expose on it as well, because there's like women and men hiding sexual scandals over there, and like the mistreatment of female coworkers. It's like a whole big thing. But yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, and Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't, as much as people want to say, until it's proven to me that notsoErudite was picking out women for Destiny to fuck, I don't think that Ghislaine.
That's crazy.
I don't think
Also, like, the women who worked for Andrew Tate.
Yeah, like, I don't think. Yeah, there were women that worked for Andrew Tate that were fucking involved in his fucking shit too. Unless I see that, I can't in good mind say that she's Ghislaine Maxwell. But I do think, with the Cuomo case, I don't know what the lady's name is, but she's more like that. Let's see. This is just a lot about like what to do about Steven. I don't know what a starting point anymore. Like, what's the outline of what you want? Can you friend? Hold up. There was something that was. Oh, wait. Why did she cut it in a way that I can't read that? Can you tell Steven to add me as a friend on Discord? I blocked him for a bit myself for sending to stop me from sending suicidal messages to him, and I realized I couldn't send messages back, or he and I can't. And now I realize I can't send him messages until he adds me back as a friend. Yes, I did. I do say Ghislaine. I don't say Ghislaine. I don't care. It's Ghislaine. Okay, so there's that. And then it goes on that there's more. Christ. This stream, guys, is a chunky wungy. This is such a fucking chunky wungy
Every stream's a chunky wungy. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, okay. This is going to be one of the most important messages because these are the recent ones. This is recent. Hey, I'm still worried for you. Are you okay? No matter what, please never hesitate to reach out. Hey, Kayla. I'm sorry for not getting back to you earlier. I've just been really overwhelmed with the situation. I did not consent to President Sunday receiving those messages at all, and I feel like they painted both of us in a really bad and untrue light. I appreciate the fact that you care so much about me and have been checking on me so often at just asking if I'm okay. I don't think you'd go as far if you didn't care. I feel really guilty and bad because I didn't expect things to get leaked like this at all. Hey, fun fact, you stupid fuck. And again, oh, it's Kyla. I'm sorry. I know I keep saying her fucking name wrong. I have that fucking disease. Again, I even say this, and I would say this to Becket's face, I think never involving or considering the victim in this was a fucking terrible thing to do. I think that it was something that was so needless to not do.
I wish someone had checked Becket.
Listen, I will say this, and this is my personal thing. I've said this before. If you guys remember the Dansburst stuff, if you were here for the channel, I fucking outed a guy that was supporting pedophiles. And fucking Becket checked me and was like, hey, hey, if you're gonna do this, you need to fucking do this the right way. And it was wild. I want to say this because I saw it in the chat and I really want to highlight this. And this is, again, nobody should force you to a timeline. If Sunday wanted to release this and you felt that Sunday was going to fuck this story up, don't consider Sunday a friend. I don't. Hey, now recording. Oh, shit. Hello, now recordings fans. Hello. Oh, God. Becket may be in here. I still very much like Becket. I'm not going to fucking sit here. Thank you so much for the raid, by the way. I hope you guys had an enjoyable stream going over the Destiny stuff and going over the jar stuff. No, I'm gonna be honest. I very much like Becket. I'm gonna be biased. Please understand that I am gonna be biased about this. I very much like Becket, but I would be remiss to not say that the reality of the way that Sunday turned this about himself is incredibly stupid. And hey guys, how you doing? Hey, now recording. We're going over, obviously, the Destiny stuff. But again, I've said this, again, I still like him. I think that this was, he says that he's going to make an update. I'm going to hold him to that. I'd love to see the update video. It seems like he understands the criticism that's been levied against him. Becket tried to, JFA, no! Yes, I am going to talk about that too. Becket also seems very frustrated with Sunday, as well as the fact that Nick himself said that he felt like Becket did not throw him under the bus, and this was all Sunday's idea. It sucks. Again, I believe the fact that he's gonna make any kind of update, whether or not the update includes different factors, entirely. That's my personal statement.
My take, yeah, my personal statement is, there was one time I talked to Becky about something, about a topic, and I'm like, hey, I need a check. I need someone to fucking check me on this. It was something me and Killjoy were working on, and he gave me good advice.
Yeah,
he legit gave good advice, and we listened to it, and eventually that ended up being a different topic, but we still kind of kept some of the information.
Yeah.
I just wish, my only wish is that I wish he had gone to someone as, hey, can you look at this? Or someone had just seen it and said, let's hold up for a second.
Again,
that's what I wish.
I am of the mind
that... the nut checker, you know?
Yeah. Again, I am of the personal mind that I don't... people can fuck up. And people are allowed to fuck up, but it's the degree of showing by your actions how you receive this. And everything that has always, anytime I've ever spoken with Becket about a story or other things, he has always given me advice that I have taken with this channel and has been, honestly speaking, a direct success for this channel. I would say this personally as well, that both anything that Diesel has said, Xylee has said, Tyler has said, Becket has said, Even Kristen Arcus said, I'm being soy for a second because I want to just stress the importance of this. Yes, people can always, but can they gracefully take an L? That's up to them. Truly up to them. And I do believe that people can gracefully take an L. And I do think, yes, soy time, assholes.
You can learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
You can learn and you can get better. That's what that is. That's all it is.
But Sunday won't.
Learning is better.
But fuck Sunday. I'll say it right now. He's a fucking little bitch. He won't debate people on the topic.
It was obvious Sunday was going to do something fucked up. Because last year he did something fucked up. And it's like, why did people trust Sunday? He's backstabbed every single person that he's worked with.
I know that. I've heard that through the grapevine. Again, my whole thing is Sunday literally didn't care if this girl killed herself. That is the reality. Sunday just didn't give a shit if this girl killed herself. That is my problem with it. Had this girl killed herself, he was like, oh, well, we're still gonna run the story, right? Like, the story just gets better. Like, that's my issue. You talk about ethics. I popped into a fucking Sunday stream once in a while. Listen, hey, Sunday, if you fucking clip this shit or you're talking in the cathedral, your server sucks. You tried to steal my friends. Guess what? My fucking server's better, bitch. You can talk about me in Spicy Chat too. I don't give a fuck either. You can @ me in Spicy Chat. Here's the thing. I don't personally like. This is my issue. If you are coming from a fucking a pseudo intellectual point, you need to consider this person. You don't say that she took a payoff when, hey, the messages seem like you were trying to orchestrate things from behind the scenes. Really weird, right? That you're talking to Straighter Aid, you told Straighter Aid what to do and how to talk to her. Really fucking weird. And again, you burned my friends. You burned Tyler, which I already don't like, but you also burned Becket a little bit, and I don't fucking like that at all. I take specific umbrage to burning my friends. So fuck you. I'm never gonna be nice to you.
We just went over the whole shit with Jar and...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, if you ever think... I saw this before. If you ever think I'm going to be unbiased when I cover a story of somebody that fucks over my friends, you can literally... You don't understand the ethos of this channel. The ethos of this channel is to laugh at people, to bring up shit about people. It's like, I don't understand what you do. Like, this is... But again... I said this before. You know what Sunday actually makes this video slightly better? Just disclose your long history with him. Just disclose it. That's all you have to do. That's literally all you had to do was disclose your long fucking history with Destiny. I actually would have respected you more for that. Because if you disclose your long-standing history with Destiny about how Destiny fucking called you Run Day all the time and like insinuated either you look or you are a pedophile or whatever the fuck, which I don't actually believe. I just think that you're a fucking alcoholic. I would have respected you more because then the audience can choose if they believe your things. Again, I may have issues with the fact that people reported this story without even considering this girl's existence. But my whole thing is that at least in Becket's video, he doesn't editorialize that these fucking people or assume that she's fucking taken the money and ran and is not going to speak about this anymore. That's an insane statement to say. Like, I don't understand. And then fucking, listen, and even Diorio mentions it. Diorio's like, yeah, I got a little butthurt about the recordings even though I record people because it was sprung on him last minute. Still not the point. You fucking threw Diorio on the bus with an edited fucking call. And then we found it, by the way. Hi, buddy. Your archive channel is very fun. We fucking found it, and that's how it fucking works. Don't do that. Don't do that to my friends. I like my friends. People are allowed to make mistakes. I like them.
How dare you be biased, Falky?
I'm biased. I can be biased. I'm allowed to, and I'm allowed to disagree with people too. I disagree with Tyler on certain things.
Foggy is not fair. Foggy's not fair.
Sadly, I'm the soyest of them all. And I spoke a little bit privately with Beck, and I'll reveal that. You know, I spoke a little bit. What's this about his archive channel? The full Diorio call is in the archive channel. Fun fact, he reads the suicide note, and Sunday can't stop fucking smiling when reading it.
Yeah, you kind of hear him chuckling about it.
I want to point that out.
It's
Sunday,
actually legitimately, like, nasty.
Sunday cannot contain his excitement when reading a fucking suicide note. It's one of those things that I have to, like, kind of stress, because it's like, it's bizarre. Valji is unbalanced. No, I'm unhinged, motherfuckers. But yes, Thank you guys to the now recording raid. Again, thank you guys very much. If you guys are still in the chat, Matt Pitt, if you're somehow still watching this, or the fucking clip gets to you, let's talk football sometimes. You and I apparently like football. Don't like college that much, but I did follow the Notre Dame story. Very interesting. Eagles better fucking win this week. But let's get back to some of these leaks. We're going to be covering all the fucking topics up here, and we're going to get to it. Yes, if you don't remember, please like the stream, like and subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated. If you donate to the thing above, we do get a fucking...
Make the dog fat.
Yes, you guys make my dog fat.
Make the dog fat.
Sorry, I had to step away to make sure we had
fat boy.
My fiance's chili.
Nice. So this is the stuff about President Sunday. I know I chatted. I'm not mad. I don't blame you. It's not your fault for people saying anything about me. I'm really sorry. notsoErudite says. Sent photos. I'm still worried for you no matter what. This is just... These are the things I sent to Tom. So notsoErudite did speak to Tom. We'll get to that call. Hi. I work in mental health. For those who don't know, I am not a licensed therapist, but I did, practice therapy in the past under the supervision of people licensed above me. I have about 5 to 7 years experience with therapy. Practicing it a little bit under supervision. I do know what I'm talking about. Because, oh boy, does she do some things. I just wanted to spoke in. I spoke with Tom specifically, blah, 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 blah. Okay, whatever you think is best. I'm okay with people knowing I've been suicidal out there. It's already out there. Blah, 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 blah. But I'm not a doctor. Please, go see doctors. Don't take medical advice from fucking... Oh, no!
Shonky Puppers, round 2.
Thank you so much. I've loved the stars too fondly. Thank you, thank you. And then that's just the end of those sets of tweets. So going back to notsoErudite's statement. Oh, that's the wrong thing. I have never been interested in shutting down any conversations about this topic. Only mentions that narrow the question of who would have been in the leaks. Again, at Pixie's request. In the FQ message, which we read before, I explicitly tell her to leave the comment up, but to just remove the part about mutual friends. So it further increased the likelihood of people knowing it was Pixie, or the trouble to verify a mutual friend in question. I just wanted to remove the comment. I would have done so. I would not have reached out to FQ. Doesn't really excuse her blocking her, but it is what it is. Upon learning of the leaks and Pixie's potential involvement, I investigated privately, contacting Aaron. I then spoke with Pixie and Steven in person, separately. I never defended, supported, or minimized Steven's sharing of Pixie's images. Most of my conversations with Steven were about the topic in person or confrontational. I don't know about that. I even fought with him advocating reconnecting with Pixie. Let's go to that statement right now. I want to delete this real quick. So this is allegedly genuine. This is to Pixie. But this is not. Oh, you know what? I'm on the wrong image for some reason. I apologize about that, chat. Weird. I don't know why it didn't pop up. So this is to Destiny. No, I'm going to open you in a separate tab because I can't read that shit. So to Destiny. notsoErudite messages Destiny on 12/21/2024. So this is a little bit, this is last year. I don't think she wants a payday. She wants you to have consequence for what she thinks was a major breach of trust. There's merit in that. You should engage with her because she is your friend, and you genuinely do feel bad. If she's genuinely trying to fleece you, you'll be able to catch it in the convo. If you're wrong about her and she's just fucked up over this, and icing her out makes it worse, that's the worst possible outcome. Option 1, add her and talk to her. Pro, she doesn't go nuclear for now. Con, she's maybe trying to fuck with you and the texts are annoying. Worst outcome, you just have to block her later because she is trying to get a payday from you. Best outcome, she just wants to know her what is that?
What was
just
that?
wants to know her, yeah,
Sorry,
I think,
it was a motorcycle.
nice. Just wants to know her friend feels bad and knows it was wrong and settles it. No nukes, you did the right thing by your friend. 2, you continue to avoid talking to her. I wish you included the second part of this message, Erudite. Stop fucking cutting messages. My mediation for Pixie. That doesn't also... This doesn't feel like fighting him at all, by the way. This is not fighting him in reconnecting. This is encouraging a reconnection. Oh, wait, there's more. I'm blind. Option 2, you continue to avoid talking to her. Pro, less immediate problems like having to text her. Con, she goes nuclear. Worst possible outcome, she wasn't trying to fleece you. Goes public and kills herself.
Yeah, wow.
Christ, why do people talk this way? Best outcome, she was lying about the public threat and everything fades and you lose a friend for sure. Maybe more than one. This doesn't feel like push. Okay. Erudite, this is not pushback. This is fucking damage control. This feels like damage control for all fucking parties. This is fucking insane. What the fuck? That's an insane... Like, this is not saving a friend. This is damage control. I fucking... She, like, legitimately thinks that everybody could just be friends again. What a fucking insane statement to put on the internet. Holy fuck.
It's so naive is what it strikes me as.
It's so it's so naive, it's so like, I'm gonna be honest.
Can you be naive and manipulate at the same time?
I listened to Becket's stream. Do not to fucking constantly name drop him. I listened to Becket's stream on notsoErudite because I didn't understand who she is. I know she has some credentials in the mental health field. She has intake credentials, so they're not that bad. They're not that fucking big, but we'll get there. Also, her credentials are in Canada and not in the U.S., so she better not say that she's fucking practicing here.
She can go to jail.
Didn't she want to like open a clinic in Florida or something like that?
Yeah, but you can do that without a degree. I worked for a clinic where the person who opened it was a software engineer that had a lot of money because they wanted to create a fucking a new medical billing program. I'm just gonna say that if she is okay. You fucking...
Well, you're not going to overtake Epic, that's for damn sure. Sorry.
No. If Chris is still in the chat, has she ever said that she practices in the U.S.? Because that would be actually insane. Because she hasn't been here long enough to take the test.
Man,
unless she took it recently. And she would have to have a public record. No. Okay, thank you. Thank you. She was here to start the call. Hey, Tyler, what's up? She was here to start the call, I believe. But again, and we'll get to the call. Tyler, you should really stay for the Turkey Tom call. It gets really interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
She says some weird shit. And talks about wellness checks and stopping people from being suicidal and being able to fucking vet that. It's very interesting when you say that. It's not okay, but we'll get there. Again, this sounds like damage control. This does not. And I mean, this does not sound like any other thing. This is fucking... Oh my god, that's so annoying.
Mm-hmm.
This is like... I'm trying to be... I will be somewhat generous to notsoErudite in the regard that it does seem that the victim in this is behind her. It's just weird. a few DMs. There are a few DMs of our disagreements, but found this to substantiate the timing of my voicing my disagreement and pushing him. What? This doesn't push him at all. There are 2 messages. None of this pushes him. It's fucking insane. Okay. I viewed him as genuinely remorseful and trying to fix harms he had done. There have been 4 people. There have been at least like 4 people so far in this drama that consider themselves suicide whisperers. Yeah. Hi, we're gonna gut to that talk. I learned of the allegations. Okay, so this is the part that is edited, so I'm gonna just do this. Everything here is released with all parties' consent. My DMs with Pixie were not given to Sunday or others with Pixie's consent. I do believe that this is the Sunday message of Sunday shouldn't have never had this. Hey, Pixie, maybe you should not make Aaron your friend anymore. Kind of seems like a fucking crazy thing. She said multiple times over the years that she had treated Destiny with kid gloves. She's gonna make me fucking slur.
Don't do it.
Be strong. Be strong.
Correction, the allegations Cherry made against Destiny, not the allegations against Charity. So, she just learned of the allegations Cherry made against Destiny. I support her in Pixie's decisions and the lawsuit charges. I have paused Bridget's releases, canceled guests, and will evaluate business relations as I learn more. I asked Steven for information, but he's uncomfortable sharing due to legal involvement. Diorio goes on to say, and I think this is really interesting, I think this clears up some stuff with motivations, but I can't, for the life of me, understand why you've continued to pursue a business relationship with someone who's admitted to distributing a trusted friend's intimate recordings so he could try and sleep with a garden variety OnlyFans whore. I viewed him as genuinely remorseful and acting to fix his harms done. Is an absurd thing to say when you're caught between your boss who violated your friend. You've been extremely spineless. I agree with this. She's only speaking about this publicly now because it has to be done. Again, I respect Cherry's wishes to keep this private. I also respect the fact that she may believe that notsoErudite is still in her corner. I respect all of that. But I can't, for the life of me, believe that the messages I just saw are pushback. None of them are pushback. For the life of me, I don't understand how any of this can be considered that. It's such a bizarre thing. So fucking bizarre. And then we're gonna go to this. This is Cherry responding to notsoErudite. Destiny's business partner, notsoErudite, is claiming to support me. She has blocked me for over a year now after refusing to engage with me after I confronted her and her husband's abhorrent behaviors towards an SA victim disliked by Destiny. To this day, she refuses to acknowledge what happened, what she did, and has instead allowed others to harass me, call me crazy, obsessed, and jealous to avoid criticism for her behavior. At this time, I don't think Erudite. That's a terrible That's a terrible image. That is crazy to have as your banner when people are calling you the Ghislaine Maxwell for Destiny. That's insane. Fucking sex trafficking.
She's just girl bossing her true self, you know. They're memes.
What? I wasn't even a content creator during this. I literally have no idea what you're talking about. Remember when you referred to me as Ghislaine Maxwell for simply questioning Destiny's smear campaign against Bob 7? I don't. Okay, this is so weird. This is so bizarre. I don't care about J-Slick. Okay, saying Kayla had years of effort, essentially all of her income to lose. Yeah, that's why she's defending him! It's a response to Case Tron, it's worthless. Yeah, I know. All of it, that's a little bit worthless. Jesus Christ, these people... I wish these fucking people would think normally for 30 seconds. Literally, I just wish they would think normally. Nicholas Diorio goes on to say, this was not in fact coordinated. Destiny answers somebody, I don't think anyone against her. I don't think anyone went against her wishes. If I had to guess, based on the timing, videos plus her statement, it was all probably coordinated. I'm 99% sure there's basically zero recourse available to her, which is why I wanted to work it out independently, but I've always told her she's free to do what she wants. Diorio goes on to say that he believes that a bunch of this is, I fully believe this is genuine unless I've been personally wildly misled. I know I shouldn't elaborate more, but I think one of the worst parts of what's happening is learning how so many people I genuinely trusted were my friends so easily willing to betray me. I don't understand what I've done to them to make them want to treat me this way. I do believe, like, all things have pointed that this was not intentional, unless everybody is fucking lying, which I really hope nobody is. Because there's reputations on the line for leaking this shit. I don't think it is. This is Destiny's mod team essentially saying, so we're going to suppress anything related to Destiny, which is a fucking insane statement to be said. So if you ask about Destiny, you will just never, you'll just get kicked out. You'll get deleted. It doesn't violate TOS, but now it's their personal subreddit rules. Wild. At the uplock, Erudite has been extremely petty, by the way. Destiny forgave Chud for the Southern stuff, while Erudite hasn't. Yeah, because her cash cow. She needs her cash cow to survive. Destiny knows the games. Listen, Destiny knows the games when it comes to personal relationships, maybe not fucking sexual ones, because he just wants to fuck his way through everything. But again, what a fucking crazy thing to do. This is all fucking insane. This is in response to Jay Slick, who, again, I know is in the Destiny orbit. They lifted that. You just can't talk about the lawsuit. Okay. Still think that that's stupid. They've been ragging on him hard. Yeah. They should be able to rag on him. It's insane. In response to Jay Slick's response about, fucking Erudite being able to lose fucking money. I'm not sure if this is survivor's guilt. He hasn't made it yet, so who knows. But it's wild to try and compare me, who had rumors and one unverifiable screenshot, to someone who had access to every single afflicted party. You're free to sweep as you see fit, but there's a reason why no one dove on the landmine for a girl who didn't even want to go public. Again, I do want to point this out. This is rats leaving a fucking sinking ship. If you believe that anybody in Destiny's orbit is with good intent, you need to look at it with a grain of salt. I need to see if there's anything that Diorio posted in regards to this. Just a robot. God damn. I don't care about that. Don't care about that. Diorio saying things about that. I just want to see if there's anything new regarding that stuff. We will watch this in a little bit. This is kind of wild, this interview. So that's done. Jay Slick would go on to say, listen, I don't deny that Destiny shared sexual videos and images of people without their consent. Yes, I heard that he even recorded some of the encounters without consent before sharing them with randoms. But Jay Slick, does this mean that you excuse platforming Mr. Girl? Apparently there was a whole fucking Mr. Girl debate. I don't care. You fucking people knew that this existed. If you're in Destiny's inner circle and you didn't know that he was fucking sharing the goon shit, I'm very hard to believe that. Personally, very hard. This is r/politics stuff. r/Destiny has gone politics only. I don't care about this. Just to highlight, this is, I don't care about Jay Slick. I don't care about anything Jay Slick says. Except for that. Cope & Seeth Twitter has made a public statement as of the 21st. I heard Cope & Seeth says, I have heard a lot of feedback and will likely cover most of it in an update video sometime this week. But I do want to address the Nick and Sunday stuff. To be clear, long before I was aware that Sunday was planning to use Nick in the video, I reached out to him. Hey mate, are you around in an hour or two? I had something come up that really needs a convo. I was always against including Nick when asked my opinion, but ultimately Sunday controls what he puts on out the same way I do. My involvement with this started on Friday, which would have been last Friday. It was mostly going over his evidence in DMs with him, which led to my video. When Sunday decided he required that audio, I pushed for Nick to be made aware, and this is referenced in the second call he released. I would not have released my video unless Nick was aware. I've spoken with several people in the last 2 days. Nick is obviously one of them, for those that wonder. I think that there are fair things to maul me over, and I expect that. But Nick is a friend, and I would never have snaked him. So again, publicly, Becket is putting out, he has stated that he's going to put out an update video. One of those things is I do want to make sure that that is known to people. I really do. Because again, he is putting out a statement, and he should be allowed to speak for himself. There's more. I know, Rotswell, you also commented under this. I don't know if there's anything. There's 2 more posts. Let me see. Okay. Okay. When did we know? I don't see 2 more posts. There's only these posts, Rotswell. Yes, I read all 4. I know I read all 4. Thank you, though.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I would do this to any of my friends. Let them speak for themselves. I don't like speaking for other people, but do this for everybody I know. I hold them to their integrity that I know them by. So if Becket says that he's going to make an update video based on the feedback that he's received, I will support that. This is Jay Slick talking again. I knew about the Pixie / Melina, etc. leaks and decided to proceed with caution out of concern for the victims. I did not want speedy justice. I don't think you wanted any. So I covered the leaks while leaving names out of my coverage. I did call it out that non-consensual sharing of sexual images a few weeks ago, December 1st or earlier, but I was still late. I was late to call it out. I did not make a public post explicitly saying Destiny non-consensually leaked pornographic images and the videos of random girls he'd never met. There was even evidence that the leaks were non-consensual audios. These are failings all I have to grapple with. Oh, fuck off! You wouldn't have said anything if nobody found the fuck out. God, I fucking hate this. Date was meant to be Jan 1st. I still don't fucking care. You had an entire month then to fucking... I hate all these people. None of these people are fucking normal. So this is Dextero's article. I do want to just highlight for a second. I do want to highlight in Destiny's statement, specifically in Dextero's statement, while I disagree a lot of times with Dextero, this is in reference, this claiming the leak happened without his knowledge, consent, or authorization. This is about the leak that happened to him, not necessarily the fucking sharing of non-consensually, which is still fucking stupid. I hate this man.
Who is this guy?
Who is
this
Destiny?
fucking loser?
No, Destiny.
No, I mean Jay Slick.
I don't fucking care. I don't know who he is. I don't fucking care who he is.
Okay, so
Personally,
he's just some fucking shit.
He's
whatchamahoots.
All right. He's whatchamahoots. It's like after show. He's Destiny's after show.
Oh. Okay.
Again, these are some DMs that we read that shows that Destiny is sorry for doing this and accepting responsibility.
I'm sorry.
Apparently, Brianna Wu has thrown her name into the fucking fire. People listening to Brianna Wu, I don't know what to tell you. I thought it was J-Stalk. I don't care what the fuck his name is. I'll make fun of people's names. You're probably right, Tyler. I don't fucking know his name.
If you listen to Brianna Wu, I fucking pity you.
So this is Dioreo's last tweets. This is the privately billed. It's incredible. Okay, Brianna Wu has deleted a tweet now. It's incredibly fucking toned up that a woman responsible, to call women a disposable fuck for a streamer, given everything coming out about Destiny in the past few days. Again, glass fucking houses, you all worked for Destiny. I don't like Brianna Wu, but I don't like all of you.
Yeah, Brianna Wu, the famous person who tried to court the right to be a pick-me and got
Yes.
And got turned away.